When they walk closer to your doorstep. They never sabi wetin we carry for her. When they move closer, we will never sabi. I said they never know wetin we carry for body. When they move closer, we will never sabi. Ọ̀kín lọ lọ́jà ẹyẹ, kìnìún ló lájú. Ẹyẹ tó dorí kodò bí àdán, ọ̀pẹ̀jẹ̀ lẹ́nu. Ká ṣiṣẹ́ fún ilẹ̀ bàbá wa. Ká ṣiṣẹ́ fún ìlú bàbá wa. Ká jùmọ̀ sowọ́pọ̀ ká lè gbódúdú wa ga. Òdúdú wa kò bá lè gbé wa. Ọmọ òdúdú wa ṣe kiri. Ẹ dìde fún ẹ̀tọ́ adúláwọ̀. Ká lè jọ jùmọ̀ dé ilẹ̀ ìlérí. Àwa lè gba ògo ilẹ̀ wa. Ká ṣiṣẹ́ ká lè jọ gbàdé. Ká lè gbàdé adé adúláwọ̀. Àwa ní ìmọ̀lẹ̀ tí yóò tàn káàkiri. Ìyàwó òdúdú wa ti wá. Koiki Media, àwa la gbé tó lárugẹ. Ètò tó gbójú owó tiwa máa ní. Kásá. Agbégbòrò ọjà wa láyé kúkà yìí jẹ́. Ètò tó gbójú owó tiwa máa ní. À ń gbèsò lárugẹ, à ń gbàṣà lárugẹ. Ètò tó gbójú owó tiwa máa ní. News and sports, ẹ máa rí gbọ́. Ètò tó gbójú owó tiwa máa ní. Ọmọ Ìjẹ̀bú ọlọ́rọ̀ mi ló ní kí n máa ké tantan. Koiki Media, ọlọ́lá gbajúmọ̀ mi. Máa bá ṣẹ̀rẹ̀ lọ. Ọmọ Yorùbá nìyẹn, ọmọ Yorùbá àtàtà. À ń gbádùn rẹ̀, ọmọ Ìjẹ̀bú lọ́rẹ̀ mi. Ṣé ìlọ máa fi dìbò ọ̀tẹ̀ mọ́lẹ̀? Ẹ̀yin lọ́mọ onígbò máa ń dé máa dé. Ẹ̀yin lọ́mọ onígbò máa wọ̀. Igbó máa wọ̀ sájòjì ò gbọ́dọ̀ wọ̀. Àjòjì tó bá wọ̀ bẹ́ẹ̀, á tẹ̀lé ní bọ́ra. Ẹ̀yin lọ máa náwó òyìnbó tún dé. Ìgbà tó yìnbó dé o, owó náà dẹ́ tún pọ̀ sí o. Koiki Media, ṣàwa ní bàbá. Koiki Media, àwọn ní bàbá. Koiki Media, àwọn ní bàbá. Àdáńtọ́, àtúnpèrè gidi. Koiki Media, àwọn ní bàbá. Àwa là ń gbétò lárugẹ, jẹ́ ká jọ gbọ́ o. Koiki Media, àwọn ní bàbá. Àtúnjà fẹ́tọ̀ ilẹ̀ wa, fẹ́tọ̀ ilẹ̀ Yorùbá. Koiki Media, àwọn ní bàbá. Ọmọ Òdùwà ni wá o, tọkàntọkàn. Koiki Media, àwọn ní bàbá. Ikú tí ó ṣe bí lébi òsì, àdìmú bàbá iyọ̀. Koiki Media, àwọn ní bàbá. We bring you one closer to your doorstep. Koiki Media, àwọn ní bàbá. Afẹ́fẹ́ tó ń fẹ́ òòdùn kan jòkó lára ni. Koiki Media, àwọn ní bàbá. Àpèrè gèdè Olódùmarè ló fún wa ṣe. Koiki Media, àwọn ní bàbá. Gbogbo ayé ẹ̀gbọ́n, àwa ní bàbá o. Koiki Media, àwọn ní bàbá. Ẹ máa bọ̀ wá ẹgbẹ́ polówó ọjà yín wá o. Koiki Media, àwọn ní bàbá. Òdúdú alágbèdá ní òtítọ́ lágbèdá ní. Koiki Media, àwọn ní bàbá. A kì í sọ̀dálẹ̀, a kì í sọ̀dí kẹta. Koiki Media, àwọn ní bàbá. A dúró tán, a tún péré gédé. Koiki Media, àwọn ní bàbá. Koiki Media, we bring you one closer to your doorstep. Àwọn ní bàbá. Koiki Media is around. To give us the test. Is around o. Give us the test. Ladies and gentlemen, ẹ mú kalẹ̀ sílẹ̀. Ẹ̀kẹ́ tí ẹ gbọ́ ètò tó gbójú owó. Ladies and gentlemen, ẹ mú kalẹ̀ sílẹ̀. Ẹ̀kẹ́ tí ẹ gbọ́ ètò tó gbójú owó. Koiki Media is around. Koiki. Mo kí gbogbo wa pé àtúnkálẹ̀ níbikíbi tí gbogbo wa bá wà. Mo kí wa pẹ̀lú ti ọba Elédùmarè àbọ̀rú àbọ̀yè. Mo kí wa pé assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh.
What God cannot do does not exist. My name is OLAYOMI Koiki, and I'm one of the campaigners for the Yoruba self-determination under the leadership of Professor Banji Akitoye. We'd like to say good evening and welcome to our late night Friday edition. This is our own night vigil. This is how we educate. This is how we ask questions, the roadmap, and reasons why the Yoruba people needs to get the hell out of Nigeria. Let me first appreciate God in our lives, as many of us are faith in whatever religion. We are not fighting for religion, okay? Do not mix it up. We are those that are campaigners asking questions whether the relationship between us and the union called Nigeria is still worth, working on. But since many Nigerians still believe that it's a leadership problem, we say it's not a leadership problem. Where we are right now, we need a roadmap to come out of Nigeria. How that is going to happen, it can happen by dissolving the union in a way that everybody goes their separate ways, just like it has been done in the BRICS exit. Some say we need referendum. I don't think we need a referendum because, when they were merging us together, nobody asked us questions. So they should not even be asking us questions to exit Nigeria. What we just need to do is our politicians need to come together on a round table like this, and we decide together, and everybody goes their separate ways, and we will now split whatever is for us and the other side as well. So that's going to be part of the discussion tonight, the roadmap. Moki Bugwalen Konsi is going to be Yoruba, Adeso Edegesi. Please never ask me to speak Yoruba because I am not speaking to Yoruba people alone. This is an international platform and I'm also communicating to many audience from different part of the world that wants to know what is happening in Nigeria, especially a country where terrorists have actually taken over the government. The economy is about 30% as we speak right now. There's poverty in the land. There's no unity. There's also ethnic cleansing. Very, very important that we remind international audience that there's an ethnic cleansing in Yoruba land, in the Middle Belt, in the Southeast, and also in the northern part of Nigeria. So we are not here under APC or PDP. Could you call your mom? Okay, now. So we are not here under APC or under, PDP. We are here as a campaigner under the leadership of Professor Banji Akitoye. Internally, share the program and make sure that the program goes to every part of the world. That is the only thing you can do. Share that program and invite many people. It's exactly coming up to 20 minutes past 11 p.m. So let us start, the program, bit by bit. But for now, let us talk about why we need to get the hell out of Nigeria. So, call your friends, invite as many people to come and listen to this very, very important edition of this program again. So, let's start with this and then we will kick into the program tonight. So, let's allow this advert to go. And this was something that was sent to me by Professor Adebanji Akitoye during the week. We played it in the afternoon. It is worth playing it again. Then after this, we play the Yoruba anthem. Some say it is never going to happen. This is how the negotiation of Nigeria started in 1957-58 when they were asking for independence. As at that time, it was Baba Olowo and the rest of them. They were less than 40 years old. So when some of you are thinking that Shawalamawa Queen Nigeria, the question you should ask is, when Awolowo in their age group were asking for independent of Nigeria, they were not in their 50s, they were not in their 60s, they were literally in their 40s. So tonight, don't look at people like us and say, Nigeria, and we don't need to ask anybody about it. We just need to tell you reasons, evidence why we need to exit this contraction called Nigeria. Okay, so most time people might be saying, Nigeria not delay. Even some of you have also accused us with our utterances. Whatever our utterances, that is the new generation. We're not the generation of Awolowo. We are a new generation. Rishi Sunak, I am older than the Prime Minister of UK. So that means if Yoruba land, or even if Nigeria was a country, as it's meant to be country, I could be an contestant to be a president. So don't look at us as, oh, Shaweleni. Rishi Sunak is not older than me. I'm talking about the Prime Minister of United Kingdom. He's not better than me. He also has his own cabinet that he works with, just like we are working with Babakitoye and Igbowo and the rest of them to guide us. Okay? So ẹ má máa jókòó kẹ́ máa fi pé ṣáwọn ilé náà ló máa pín Nàìjíríà. If Rishi Sunak is controlling 60 million United Kingdom population, directing them in direction that sometimes we might not be pleased with it. But then you should remember that we are the new generation. We will dissolve Nigeria by fire, by force, by fire, by force. In Jesus' name. Lórúkọ Jésù Kristi, Inshallah, láṣẹ Èdùmàrè. Those three are our beautiful, strong religion in Yoruba land. Religion is not the reason why we are asking for Yoruba nation. We are asking for Yoruba nation because our identity has become something that is now a conversation. Let us talk again tonight and let's share more ideas. Let's start with this.
Examples of countries that have successfully separated and developed economically. The USA, for instance, split from the UK in 1776 and has since grown into one of the world's leading economies. Belgium, too, separated from the Netherlands in 1830 and has thrived since then. And who can forget Singapore, who split from Malaysia in 1965, allowed it to transform into a global financial hub. One might argue that separation is an avenue for healthy competition for development. Cases in point are Singapore and Malaysia, India and Pakistan, and the triad of Norway, Denmark, and Switzerland. Each of these separations has led to a surge in development, with each nation striving to outdo the others. In the course of history, several nations have chosen the path of peaceful separation. East Timor, for instance, split off from Indonesia in 2002, marking a new chapter in its history. Similarly, Ireland severed ties with the
Okay, I think the video played faster than me coming back. I hope you've not missed that much. Okay, I don't know what happened there. So please
ties with the United Kingdom in 1921, leading to the establishment of the Irish Free State. In 1944, Iceland chose to peacefully separate from Denmark, demonstrating that nations could part ways without resorting to violence. This tradition of peaceful separation was also evident in 1905 when Norway and Sweden decided to go their separate ways. One of the most notable examples, however, is the partition of the British India Dominion into India and Pakistan in 1947. Although plagued by communal violence, the actual process of partition was carried out through peaceful means, highlighting that even in the most challenging circumstances, peaceful separation is possible. These examples underscore the fact that nations can honorably separate from each other, fostering an environment of mutual respect and understanding. But let's not forget, separation is not about war. It's about recognizing when a union no longer serves its purpose and making the decision to opt out, just as Ireland did with the United Kingdom in 1921, and as Iceland did with Denmark in 1944 with remarkable ease. It's about giving peace a chance and separating honorably. Countries have also found power in rejecting the names imposed on them by colonizers. Burma became Myanmar, Upper Volta transformed into Burkina Faso, and Gold Coast emerged as Ghana. Each of these nations took control of their identity, and in doing so, set the stage for their own development. So, what does all this mean for Nigeria? It could mean that a peaceful separation is the key to resolving the current ethnicity crisis, and spurring economic development. It could mean that a friendly competition between the North, West, and East could lead to significant progress for all. In summary, history shows us that peaceful separation can lead to economic development and resolution of ethnic crises. It shows us that there's nothing wrong with opting out of a union that no longer serves its purpose, and that doing so can, in fact, lead to a surge in growth and development. It shows us that taking control of one's identity, as many countries have done by rejecting their colonial names, can be a powerful catalyst for change. This then could be the roadmap for solving the Nigerian ethnicity crisis and spurring economic development. It's a path that requires courage and conviction, but one that could lead to a brighter future for all Nigerians. As we continue our exploration, we must understand that this proposition is not just a call for separation, but a comprehensive plan, a clarion call for Nigeria to embark on a transformative journey. The potential benefits of separation and restructuring are vast, and they include fostering lasting peace, regional autonomy, and collective prosperity. This transformative journey is about acknowledging the past, understanding the present, and shaping a better future. It's about recognizing that unity does not necessarily mean uniformity, but can also mean diversity in unity. It's about understanding that separation does not necessarily mean disintegration, but can also mean restructuring for better functionality. As we move forward, it's crucial for Nigeria to consider these possibilities, to weigh the potential benefits against the potential drawbacks, and to make decisions that serve the best interests of its people. This is not just a journey for Nigeria, but a journey for every Nigerian, a journey towards a brighter future, a journey towards a new dawn.
Well,
If, like me, you
we
suffer...
just listened to that, and that will take us now to the anthem, and we start the presentation tonight again. Remember, you are in a live transmission, and your job is to share the program as much as you can, and also comment, and let's read many of your comments. We are streaming on multiple platforms. We are in a full broadcast tonight. I can tell you that 2 YouTube channel, about 5 Facebook channel, Twitter space. We are live on the MixLR. We are live on Instagram, KOIKIMEDIA, and OLAYOMI Koiki. Moki Oluriebiwa Walata, he just left here about an hour ago. He's already at home. Thank you so much, as usual, for checking on us. And thank you for the great job you're doing behind the scene. Moki, Yatobi Miloma Moki, our family means not easy. You know, I'm sure you can be hearing some background. It's not easy when you're working from home. That means, you know, when my wife should be resting, I have to disturb her. When the children are sleeping, I have to be live. And some of you don't know when we say, you know, we don't have enough funding. If I have a full studio, I'll probably just be in the studio and nobody will be disturbed. But right now, I am operating a mobile studio. So sometimes, you know, you just have to bear and understand that. If you want us to have the kind of studio like BBC, give us the kind of money that we need to operate with. I'm talking about thousands of pounds sterling. To rent an office space in London is about almost £2,000 a month. Multiply that by 12 months. If you can give me that, I will be working from the office, and then we will set up properly, invite guests to come and talk to us and all that. But for now, we will only manage what we have, okay? So when I'm operating from the house like this, and when it is almost in the night, sometimes you just have to bear with us because, again, it is not easy. 3 years, going to 4 years now, I've disorganized this house in terms of my own broadcast just to satisfy you in Nigeria. But some of you don't understand that I am not the one suffering. Look, myself, Walata, we just had a very nice meal. I don't have to tell you what we ate. We drank water, we laughed, you know, we did a lot of things. We chatted, we talked, you know, normal things away from Yoruba Nation. There is food behind me, there is water. I am very comfortable. Look, I am very comfortable, just like millions of Yoruba people that are comfortable. But we are concerned people against the contraction put together by the colonists during the empire. That is what we are trying to dissolve. It's either it is dissolved peacefully, or like I always say, there will be war. I cannot mix that word. WHWAR, Whiskey Alpha Romeo, Oguma Shele. If care is not taken, don't push the new generation We will destroy everything. We will destroy it completely. I won't tell you what needs to be destroyed, whatever you think it is. We will destroy every goddamn thing. We will destroy it. And I mean it. We will destroy it. Destroy everything. And we will start afresh again together. Let's start tonight. Orílẹ̀-èdè. Kàgbéga. 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 Ìgbàgbọ́ gbàgbọ́ wà ní bá ti bẹ̀rù. Ká ṣiṣẹ́. Ká ṣiṣẹ́. Ká ṣiṣẹ́. Ìṣọ̀kan, ìṣọ̀kan tòmìnira. Ní kẹ́jẹ́ ká máa lè pa. Tẹ̀síwájú fọ̀pọ̀ ire àtòhun tó dára. Ọmọ Odùduwà, ọmọ Odùduwà dìde. Bọ́ sí ipò ẹ̀tọ́ rẹ. Ìwọ ni ìmọ́lẹ̀ ògo adúláwọ̀. Àwa ni ìmọ́lẹ̀ ògo adúláwọ̀. I don't come into the broadcast and joke. Intagbedani is not a joke. Look, every day my life is at risk. So I would rather make any life that in politician. We will make your life at risk. Because my life is at risk for what I'm doing. I will also make your life at risk until we all come on the round table and talk about the roadmap to Nigeria. You might have the military, you might have the DSS, the security agency, but you are not more than us. You are not more than us. And everything we need to fight you all is currently in Nigeria, like I always say. Everything. That is if it's going to lead to that. But for now, it is still a roadmap. There's democracy in Nigeria, so there should not be any reason why they shouldn't have a conversation with us. We are not in the military era. We are running a democracy. It might not be perfect, but democracy is meant to talk to each other so that we can resolve some of these kind of conversation. But if you are thinking that, yeah, shut up, you can't sit there and be telling us what we are going to do in Nigeria, you are crazy. We are all part of that entity that was created. We need to talk. I'm talking to the politicians now. We need to talk. We can outnumber you within a month if we are ready to push you out of the office. Within a month. We have what it takes to outnumber you all. Every single one of you. We can outnumber you. Even with your security. We can outnumber you. You live with us. You go to party, you do this, you do that. We see each other. We know each other. But do we need to get to that stage? We don't need to. That is why it is called democracy in Nigeria today. But the democracy must also give room for those that do not believe in Nigeria. And that is what you don't want to understand. In then if you understand me, you need to give the room for a roadmap. Don't just just ignore us and say, these are just noisemakers. We are not noisemakers. We can outnumber every single one of you by 1,000 people. That means every Yoruba politicians across the Southwest, we can outnumber you with 1,000 people. Each one of you, we will put 1,000 people on you and we will outnumber you. So that means if you have security with you, you have the soldiers, you have the military, you have whatever that surrounds you, they have weapons. You probably kill 300 people. You need that 1,000. But the remaining 700 will take you out. If 1,000 of us come for you, Your security will kill 300 of us, but the remaining 700 will take you out. And that goes to every Yoruba politician. That is how serious we are. We have not got to that stage yet. But if we do not sit together on the roadmap of Nigeria, it will eventually get to that stage. Not America can solve it, not UK can solve it, not the European country, not the African Union. None of them will be able to resolve that problem when it starts. Don't let it get to that stage. Let us sit together now and talk about the dissolution of Nigeria, and we can go back as Yorubas, as Igbos can go their way, and we can then fine-tune what works for us into máa ṣiṣẹ́ fún wa. Tẹ̀bá kan ní àwọn tó ń sọ̀rọ̀ yẹn, wọn ò níṣẹ́ nílùú òyìnbó, wọn ò níṣẹ́ Nàìjíríà. We will outnumber you. We will outnumber you. A máa outnumber yín. Shout out to my beautiful mother, and shout out to all my fans and family around the world. Don't take us as people that are not serious. Look, I am in risk, so you must be in risk as well. I cannot just buy a ticket and go to Nigeria anyhow anymore, like I used to do. That means I am already at risk. I will not be able to do much with you when you come to UK because there are rules and regulations here. But in Nigeria, everything goes in the continent called Nigeria. Everything, everything that you can think of will go in there. But in here in UK, I can't do much. I'll probably take my phone and camera you and call you names, and you'll probably not be able to do anything, just like Desani was. Desani Alisimadweke was unable to do anything when she saw me. And just goes as well to the other 419 politician during KOIKIMEDIA. That's the only thing I can do. Probably get close to you, ask you questions you will probably not answer. I can't do much. I will not be able to touch you, because if I do, there's going to be a penalty for that. But in the territory that belongs to me, everything goes. Everything will be on the table. Everything. We put everything together in the table, and whatever that means to you. And this is the reason why you should not take this movement. And I'm talking to the Yoruba politicians. After the election was annulled by the crazy man called himself Babangida, he would never stand up again from that wheelchair. He would die, but he's not going to die anytime soon. He would die as a puppet with pains. But we're not now after the annulment of the election. But this time around, we have the power of the social media to mobilize, to prepare the minds of millions of Yoruba people, to prepare for the worst case scenario. 1,000 people, 300 will be killed, the remaining 700 will survive, and we will then have a better life. 191 local government. We can multiply it, we can divide, we can map out everything within a year. And some of them is already mapped out. So, but what we are doing right now is called engagement. And I remember Iran told America, if you attack us, there will never be rules of engagement. Everything will go into that war. That is what Iran told America. If you attack any of our ship in the Middle East, everything will be used. There will never be rules of engagement, just like Israel have never listened to the rules of engagement. They've actually used everything to destroy Palestine. So if some of you are thinking that, in Nigeria, where Boko Haram is operating as if they own us, where people can go to Bodija and do bomb blast. Until date, the governor refused to give us their faces. But tó bá jẹ́ ọmọ Yorùbá ló jalè, tó bá jẹ́ ọmọ Yorùbá ló ṣàṣemáṣe, ẹ ti plaster ojú ẹ̀ sórí social media, sínú mainstream media, sínú television, sínú print paper. But people that came from nowhere, from Mali, they literally came into our territory, either by road, which I believe they did, because they will not fly in, or even if they fly in, you know, what is the migration? They live in our community. Not just live in our community, they are taking the resources that should have used to build a better Yoruba land. And we are told that we have a chief security officer called governors. And all this was operating for decades until now they decided to do what they called a bigger explosion using a water gel explosive. Let's even go with their narrative. It was just an illegal miner. Illegal miner from Mali. Not illegal miner that is a Yoruba man. Not illegal miner that is Hausa. Not illegal miner that is Ishekiri. Not illegal miner from Edo. Not illegal miner from the Igbo side. Not illegal miner within those that are called Nigerians. We're talking about illegal miner from Mali. Inside Yoruba land. Operating until they killed 5 people. One of them was our brother, a father. The grandmother lives about 1 hour away from me. Kolombawa Droti Grandma. The family of Tolu Alashe. The body is back to London from the crazy country you call Nigeria. We will destroy everything to Njoyiloju. Everything I mean. Everything that you can think of, we will destroy it completely. So that way, nobody enjoy anything anymore until we come back on the round table. Don't let it get to that stage. And I don't want any ọmọ Yorùbá kankan kó wá sọ fún wa pé Koiki àwọn tí ń gbọ́ pé ẹ fẹ́ destroy kò ní dá fún anybody tó bá wá sọ fún wa pé ká má destroy. Because what is the essence of the mineral resources that is being used by the Mali illegal miner? Could benefit me. So let's destroy anything that can be destroyable. Because at the end of the day, we will reset again. It will even give us more opportunity to build something much better than Dubai and New York and, City of London, Canary Wharf. Everything, we will destroy it in your face. It takes just a small thing to be done and everything will fall apart. And we will all start afresh. If that is what you want, it can be done. Because that will be the final solution. We don't want to be all these old men that come on the TV, for after 80 years. They're still talking about the problem of Nigeria. They are in their 70s, in their 60s. They'll be doing fake analysis. Everybody knows that nothing can work in the crazy country that the foundation was put together by the British in 1914. Rather than every one of us to say the roadmap now is a full dissolution and let everybody go and take care of their own resources. And that is exactly what our uncle, our brother, our comrade said in 2017. Let's listen to him as he was doing that presentation in 2017. Till date, gbogbo ọmọ Yorùbá mọ̀ pé that is the solution, but they want us to be playing the politics of Amala and Gbegiri, the one way that they play, where they think that they have the superiority over the rest of us. We will collapse everything in our eyes. Every one of us will be paying. The diaspora will be paying. Those at home will be paying. Gbogbo wa nìyà máa jẹ pátápátá because iye gbọ́dọ̀ máa jẹ àwọn kan káwọn kan máa gbádùn lórí resources tó kan gbogbo wa. How can Ondo State have enough crude oil for 20 years ní Ìlàjẹ àwọn kan ọ̀tẹ̀ níná? So what is the essence of the crude oil? Let's crash everything so that the rest of those that are enjoying it will realize that we are all in it together. 2017. This is what my brother said. Comrade, I'm going to remember his name now. Let's listen to him.
It's very clear.
George Akinola.
Said that it's too late for restructuring in Nigeria. You will remember in 1962, there was a massive problem in Nigeria when Awolowo was arrested. Our people talked to us. There was crisis for over 4 years that led to the coup. There was a Yoruba meeting of elders called the Yoruba Leaders of Thought. We relented. The thing continued. Yoruba has continued to lose ground since that time. In 1993, there was the annulment of the June 12 election. Shiju Ade, the former Oni, spoke and said Yoruba should go ahead and conduct an election. We did. It led to nothing. The same thing happened 1998, just before the handover to the democratic election. Yoruba did not want to go for anything like Nigeria again. But then it failed. Look at where we are. Yoruba has been losing ground since 1914, and we are just tired. We are not for restructuring. It's too late for restructuring in Nigeria. It's too late for sovereign national conference. It's too late for resource control. What we want now is Oduduwa Republic. And we are very categorical about that. We have made that very clear. We have made declarations, and we are very serious about our demands. Every region just go to its own tent. Yoruba wants to be on its own because the problem that Yoruba has is Nigeria. Nigeria is the problem, is the impediment to Yoruba development. Is the impediment to Oduduwa development. Without Nigeria, we won't be where we are. 1960, we were far ahead of South Korea and North Korea. We were far ahead of China even. We had television before France. We had radio before South Africa. Now look at where we are today. I think it's a shame that even any Yoruba man can be talking about restructuring at this point in time. What are we restructuring? This country that is already shot to pieces? I don't think that's what we want. But they're always talking about giving Nigeria a chance. The patience of Yoruba with Nigeria has come to an end.
And it is getting closer to that end. How soon, how quick is subject to a lot of discussion. Some say it is not going to happen in another 20 years. You are crazy. I will be 60 plus as at 20 years from now. I would rather collapse every goddamn thing within this period so that none of us enjoy anything again. So let's come back to the real discussion from where we stopped in the afternoon. This is just the part 2 of the discussion. Some of you that have watched that afternoon broadcast, what we're going to discuss again is exactly a little bit more conversation surrounding what we discussed earlier in the afternoon. Some of you that have followed this platform knows very well that this is a platform that takes its time to educate many of us, because many Nigerians are not educated. They are waiting for the West, the Western media rather, to come and educate you. They are also waiting for the propaganda of the Americans to tell you that we should keep Nigeria because Anthony Blinken came to Nigeria, because the former British High Commissioner that have run away now, that short devil, I'm sure you all know her, told you to go and get your PVC. If you think that election will resolve our problem, it is too late for that. Today is still the 9th day of the month of February. I love to lock the date and the time because history, like I always say, I don't keep my videos in the contraction of all the social media platforms. It doesn't belong to me. This is the one that belongs to me. This is my own archive, and I store it also online in case there's a damage to this, so that in the next 3,000 years, when I have gone, people will sit back and they'll be satisfied that we fought hard to dissolve the last British Empire. You think the British Empire, once will be happy for us to break or dissolve Nigeria? They don't want Nigeria to break, but it is our responsibility to make sure we do so. So what we're going to do tonight is just again review countries that also fought hard. Some of them spilled blood. Spilling blood is happening in Nigeria anyway on a daily basis. It depends on which side of Nigeria you're looking at. Many people that are not even spilling their blood, mosquito is biting and is taking your blood. So what's the difference? Roadmap to peaceful dissolution of Nigeria is the discussion. When we talk about separation, many people think that we are calling for war. You know, when the Biafra are campaigning, people think they are calling for war. It's because your understanding does not even know that when the British colony or the British Empire, let me put it that way, when they arrived on the shore of Africa, in West Africa, including Nigeria, they came not with nothing more than guns and bullets. And for over 500 years, we were taken as slaves. Do you know that they've not paid for that? We're not even asking for that, because if I start asking for that now, it will probably be the same thing that MK Abiola did. He was asking for something that is hand. Wọ́n ní ẹni tọ́wọ́ ò tí tẹ̀kúdà tó ń béèrè ikú tó pa bàbá ẹ̀, òun lọ̀rọ̀ yẹn. Ọ̀rọ̀ tó kọ́kọ́ wà nílẹ̀ ni pé ká tẹ̀ kọ́kọ́ gba independent wa padà. And so many things we can start talking about in the near future. So we can't be talking about reparation when we don't even have our own independent country. So we focus on taking our country back. So separation is not about war. Tabanika pín kúrò lára Nàìjíríà, kò ń ṣe pé à ń béèrè pé ká fa ogun sílẹ̀. I know some of you are there saying, hey, bàbá yìí ò mọ̀ ìbẹ̀rẹ̀ ogun ló mọ̀, kò sẹ́ni tó mọ̀ parí ẹ̀. There is always going to be an end. The end game will be that there is going to be no Nigeria. So why don't we start it? But we can't start a war when we don't even have engagement. There's also rules of engagement, which is what we are doing right now. Self-determination, as we know, is an inalienable right of the Yoruba people and the rest of the indigenous people that are tired of the union. But it doesn't come easy. It's not going to come at the platter of gold. Nobody gives you freedom for free. Freedom is fought. You have to fight it. Let me appreciate Omoluabi Apparel. They're the one taking care of these, outfit again. As I always say, thank you so much. And again, remember that you can also do yours while I'm doing mine. Let's give peace a chance. We've been given a peace a chance. I am not fighting because Fulani is killing us. No. When we have a territory that we can neutralize Fulani very well, Fulani will not stay in our land. They will move to another part of Nigeria. But since we don't have a government that can control our borders, the porous border in 21st century, UK would not sit back and allow terrorists to move around. I mean, imagine every now and then I wake up and I read on the paper, oh, Fulani just kidnapped people on the M25, on the A406, as Walata was going on. It drives through A406. Imagine if I get a call and I say, and I've been told that Walata, my Olori Ebi, has been kidnapped, and we have to raise £50,000 to bail him, and I have to start negotiating because I don't want them to take his life. Do you think that UK will tolerate that nonsense? Well, some of you don't even know that the West, like I played, I'm not going to play that because it's too late. I'm sure you all remember the video where Putin told us categorically that those funding terrorists around the world is America. And if you have not watched that video of that exclusive interview, as at the time that my cousin was there with me, Walata, the video has already gained approximately about 5.5 million views. That is Tucker Carlson and Vladimir Putin, the Russian president. One of the most exclusive interviews of our time. If you have not seen that, you need to go and watch it, because that interview contained a lot of discussion. A discussion that tells about why the West have a different meaning to Russia. I am not here to defend Putin. I am here to say that we also have been told millions of lies. And as of now, the video has gained 8.7 million views in one day. That tells you how people are looking for truth. That tells you how people want the real truth and nothing but the truth. But in Nigeria today, we have been told lies for a very, very long time. I hope you can hear me loud and clear on all the platforms that we are streaming from. Let me also remind you, in our own little Koiki Media, with a strong team of about 25 that are working back to back, that are working to make sure that you outside Wikimedia can watch us, read our blog, message us, talk to us, which some of you sometimes like, Mr. Koiki, out of your busy schedule, you are still calling me. Yes, because I am serving every single one of you. I'm serving you. And I mean nothing to you than just, a servant. You have given me a job, a task to do. I'm doing the task. I'm not saying that I'm the most perfect person on this job, but I'm trying my best. So sometimes when I call you back, don't see me as an angel. I am just an ordinary Omo Yoruba. So when people send a voice note and I reply back, I have 3 mobile phones. One is an exclusive. Nobody knows the number. It's just for my family alone and CSI. But there's 2 in the public domain that can be used to communicate with me. And I can tell you as I speak right now, this is my studio number. And when I go into my messages, I have approximately 1,812 unread messages on this phone alone. 1,812. That shows that people want the truth, just like Truth and Question. Nobody wants to be listening to NTA and all the other mainstream media that are not going to tell you the truth. So we like to appreciate our newcomers. Maybe you are looking for the truth. That is why you decided to follow Koiki Media. I hope so. If you're looking for something else, maybe you're looking for Ashiri Igbowo. I don't talk about all that because Igbowo for me is 5 presidents of the world combined. And that means I don't discuss anything about Igbowo apart from whatever message he has asked me to deliver on his behalf as a spokesman. I know many of you are asking questions about whether Igbowo is going to Nigeria or not. As far as I can say, Igbowo is in Germany, and that is all I know. But I know that the mother will be buried this month. That's all I know. But let me first appreciate many of you that became one of us on the Koiki Media YouTube page. My YouTube is still functioning, even though it's not giving me any revenue as much as I would love to, which is my right. Because I know that other platforms like channels and Al Jazeera is funded by Qatar government. They are making a lot of money, but I hope that one day my revenue would my numbers that I'm going to read out tonight would transform to revenue for me, so that I can look after my family, take them on holiday, if possible, buy a brand new car at some point, buy a house in UK if I can afford it. But for now, we are managing with the little resources that I have. On this platform, I do not do freebies. I don't do giveaway. If you're looking for all that, you have to move to the next platform where they do all that nonsense. My job is to free us together from the shackles of the bondage that the British kept us in for the last 110 years. So I have some statistics to share with us again tonight, like I always do. These statistics just tell me that I need to work harder, but with a lot of resources, we can be able to beat many people that are angry right now because people are tense. There's tension in Nigeria, and when there's tension, is an opportunity to engage them and prepare their mind for the worst case scenario. But without funding, there's little I can do. So when you see my GoFundMe and you just close your eyes as if you're not seeing it, maybe you're waiting until I die, which I'm not going to die anytime soon anyway. Because some of you wait till when people die and then you will start putting 1,000 pounds, 5,000 pounds into their GoFundMe and say, that young man, crazy one, let me just give him money. When we need the money now is now, okay? And there's no death in my eyes. Rather for me to die, more politicians will die. And I'm not joking. Kakakemi ku, more Yoruba politicians will die, and even the kings that are taking back end so that we don't get to where we are going, because we are doing these every day with our sweat. You will read a lot from my book, a lot. Not now. So let's talk about some of the channel analytics that came back from YouTube for the month of January. We are currently in the month of February. We do this all the time. At the moment, we have about 43,398 subscribers on KOIKIMEDIA. The backup channel, we're still pushing that to make it also strong, but it seems many of us are not subscribing to that. My channel got 175,945 views. For me, I need more, because the more, it means that my message is trickling down. 175,000, it could be 1 million, it could be 5 million. But like I said, with little resources, there's not much we can do. Within the last 48 hours alone on my page, 13,626 people have come down to either snoop on me, listen to me, or just, in and out, depending on what they are doing in the last 48 hours. 13,627 people have come down to Koiki Media. We didn't do bad when it comes to new people looking for me, because the new people are probably those that voted for the criminal APC that thought that they were going to change their lives. So now they realize that because only Tinubu pay, because Tinubu should not be asking for Nigeria. It should dissolve Nigeria within the next 6 months. Gbogbo rakatia tó ń ṣe pẹ̀lú àwọn cabinet, they are crazy. That's what Buhari did for 8 years. Tinubu can do this within 6 months. If it's serious, dissolve Nigeria. It doesn't need 3 years. He's the one in charge now. Dissolve Nigeria and we will stand with him. Do I trust him to do that? I don't think so. And this is why we must put pressure on him. So we had about 240 new subscribers, 70 less than usual. It's still not my target yet, but 240 people came and say, Koiki, mo fi máa gbọ́ nǹkan tó ń sọ. Ó dà ń porí ẹ̀ pé díẹ̀ ju ti Tinubu lọ àti Fashola. All these bastard Yoruba politicians that all enjoyed during the late Jeremiah Awolowo. They are now telling us that government does not need to provide anything. I'm talking about Fashola, that bomb bastard man, Olori Buruku, telling us that government do not provide services. In this country that I've lived for 24 years, I have witnessed the work of government in the local government. They have houses. This country, before they left European Union, the children that give birth among the European country, the number one was UK. 16 years old give birth, they give them automatic house and they give them money. A 35-year-old woman in Nigeria today, a 40 years old, a 55-year-old, a 60 years old, whatever year give birth, no proper medical, no antenatal, no anything to support them. So Fashola is telling us that we want government to do everything. Oloshi, after he has eaten so much from Lagos State, he became a minister. They thought he was going to be a Maradona. We saw the rubbish that he left after 8 years. So let's go further again quickly before we move into. I'm just giving you the statistics of how Koiki Media perform so that at least you can know that you are happy with the job that we are doing. Please donate into this coffer. Very, very important. And it is also ethical. It is under the media to say to the public, fund an independent media. So let's go straight into it again. So looking at my audience, I have an audience target that I'm working with to see how we can push them to understand the right of the Yoruba people. Most of them are burning their energy to save Nigeria. I don't know why they're doing that. Why Nigeria is still existing, it is your right to continue your education. It is your right to also do as much. I'm not saying because we want to dissolve Nigeria, you should come out of university, you should not stop doing what you are doing. Continue doing all that, but have it at the back of your mind that we should break away from Nigeria so that we can have a better life. So that you can get a scholarship or you can just come and study in UK and you don't have to be a cleaner with your PhD and a master. You can return back to Yoruba land and perform wonders for us. Many of you that are becoming Japa arriving, as of today, I was still dealing with cases of Japa as of today. One that came as far back as November on COS, kò tí ì níṣẹ́ lọ́wọ́, ó ṣì bá mi sọ̀rọ̀ lénìí. The wife just managed to get a 2 hours, no, I think about 8 hours or whatever job. No, either 2 days. I don't know how many hours she's doing. They've sold everything in Nigeria, 4 children, no benefit, no opportunity to be gained here. I mean, there's opportunity. The children are not paying for school fees, but they have to pay for uniform, other things. They have to pay for house rent. Even if you're living in Newcastle, you still have to pay a minimum of house rent every month. So imagine a 6 family members, husband and wife, 4 kids, left Nigeria. They sold everything. They've arrived there. The husband thought when he arrived in November, he will be able to get a house, get a job, prepare the wife. The wife came with the children in December. Up till now, arákùnrin ò tíì níṣẹ́. So continue to japa. So we had 24,000 people that are returning viewers. That means people that are looking for me, especially when I'm not live. Like this week, I was traveling around. I've been very busy for the last couple of days. But it's good to be back home because I still call UK my home. I have lived here for over 2 decades. That is about 24 years. So ilé mi náà sì ni bíbá. So every time I travel, when I get back to the Heathrow airport, the question they say to me, welcome back home. And I say, thank you so much, officer. Compared to you, that you'll be looking for visa when you come here, before you get to the immigration center where they will be checking your visa, you'll be pinned on your body. I have gone past that stage already 24 years ago. So we have 80,000 unique viewers, people that are loyal. They cannot do without watching Koiki Media. They are looking for me. That's about 80,000. That is about 53% more from December 1st to 31st, 2023. So, ní orí Koiki Media, we gain more unique. When they say something is unique, these ones, they don't joke. These ones are not the one that came when we started Yoruba Nation and when that Oloshi woman, that Olori Buruku woman, Tikuni Champani, when she came, she thought that she can destroy Babakitoye and Igboho and the rest of the media. So some of the crazy one of them, I was listening to their media this afternoon. Every time I go there, I just watch him. He's a crazy guy. You can see the frustration on his body. I know body language. They are frustrated, but they don't know how to come out and say, they are frustrated because nothing is going to come out of the nonsense that they're talking about on their platform. If they like, let them raise $3 million. $3 million is less than what Davido used to enjoy his life with his private jet. So let them raise $3 million. They cannot bring any interim government to Yoruba land. Muki Walata Lenkonsi. Muki Bishop Adeshino. So let's come back again. So 80.7K unique viewers. Àwọn tó jẹ́ pé wọ́n lè ṣe kọ́ máa fi gbọ́ Koiki because tó bá gbọ́ Koiki ara wọn máa dìde because I am not the kind of other medias. I am a straightforward media. We will fight, we will fight. There's nothing, we will destroy every goddamn thing that we go. My mom is watching me right now. She doesn't like me talking like this anymore. My wife doesn't want me to talk like this, but I know that. So as a journalist, I have got to be factual. We will destroy everything. We will destroy it so that nobody enjoys anymore. But for now, we can still find a roadmap to a peaceful dissolution of Nigeria, subject to if you want to talk to us. Don't come and tell us about 2027 election. For now, everybody should be talking about the dissolution of this crazy country called Nigeria. So let's look at our audience, where they were watching us from. Like I always say, I cannot appreciate most of you from Nigeria. But the top geographical area that they're watching me from is UK. The UK government is watching me, just like many other Nigerians, Africans are watching. So in UK, I have about 28% top geographical area in January. Nigeria came second. That tells you that people are looking for me in Nigeria. Whether it's the DSS, whether it's the average Nigerian, whether it's the one that believes in APC, but is still trying to see how quickly we can break away from Nigeria so that they can have a better life. Because not everybody is a member of APC that is enjoying their life for the last 24 years. So 22.7% people were looking for me. America came third, 18.6%, while Canada came 2.9%. Shout out to my brother that returned back to Canada. We had a great time. together in Canada. Thank you so much. Shout out to you. One love. Germany as well. Female, about 29% of female are still watching me, but male is about 70%. We're still very, very low in terms of the percentage of 18 to 24, the content creator. Everybody, you want to make us to laugh. I know, it's good. It takes the tension out of us. But the reality for just laughing is not the problem. The reality is to dissolve Nigeria as quickly as possible so that we can have a better life. So 13 to 17 years old, about 1%. 18 to 24 years is about 3.9%. 25 to 34 years is about 13.8%. While 35 to 44 years is about 22.8%. 45 to 54 years old is about 21.8%. 55 to 64 years, 19.9%. These are the numbers of people in terms of percentage that are watching Koiki Media. So people from 65 years up are 17.7%. So what more should I share with us before we move away from there? I think that's about it in terms of, the analytics coming from, Google. So now let's move from there. Thank you once again to the Koiki Media team working day and night to deliver the job of this movement. Remember, we're not just Yoruba Nation campaign alone, because some of you idiots, you read some of my blogs and you're asking me, what does this got to do with Yoruba Nation? Bomb bastards. Easy, shout out to you all the way in Miami. Now, let's come back to, and when we say support Koiki Media, we specifically say it is a voluntary donation. Don't send me money and tell me to give it back to you. I've already spent it even before you ask for it. So, the video that we listened to was shared with me by Babaki Toye during the week. And also, I received these from Babaki Toye through Bishop Adeshina as well. Baba sent it to me as well. So maybe some of you have seen it. Maybe I should quickly read that before we move forward as well. Mokibubwa, share the program. Most of you don't share this program. This is the program that you should be sharing and sending to your friends and family. So let's read this message that came from Babaki Toye, yesterday, because we are now on the 10th day of the month of February. Shout out and happy birthday to every one of you celebrating your birthday in the month of February. Message to Yoruba Nation on preparation of Yoruba language for immediate use from the day one. So in Tiba Bakito in Sonibba ni pé níjọ́kíjọ́ tí Yorùbá bá ti jáde kúrò ní Nàìjíríà, Yoruba language will become the official language from our own side. Because a kì í ṣe English. Gbogbo English tí mò ń sọ yìí, that is a crime against humanity for Yoruba people. Sons and daughters of Yoruba Nation, I am receiving hundreds of questions from you daily, just like I receive from you. Yesterday, one of my uncle called me. He's a counselor here in UK, a top counselor. And he says, Koiki, I hope we are still on track. I hope everything is still as it is. And I said, yes, we are still on track. Tinubu being the president does not mean anything. I spoke to a grandfather as well yesterday. He was very bitter. He's asking questions, why have we not sent letter to Tinubu, and so many questions. So I receive a lot of daily questions. Like I said, 1,800 unread messages on one phone. So let's go further. I am receiving hundreds of questions from you daily about our readiness to start using our Yoruba language from the day one. My answer is that we certainly will be fully ready to begin to use our language for everything immediately. And when I mean everything, that means even up to the policies, the document, but it can be translated back to English. We saw the interview that Putin granted to Tucker Carlson. It was never in English, it was in Russia. We've seen Messi, the footballer of our year and our great footballer. He doesn't speak English, they translate. So when we get to our own independent sovereign nation, Nima saw English, but that does not mean that English will still not be used, but it's going to be a fully Yoruba country, not English country. German don't speak English. French don't speak English. The reason why I'm speaking English in this country is because they colonize us, and that means I can speak English and understand. But when I go to Germany, where Oloyegbowo lives presently, I would have to go and learn German to be able to live and work there. The same thing replicated, to other countries that do not speak English. So don't see English as a language that we must cherish. No, it's just one language that was used to colonize us for their own selfish interest. And Nigeria was a business trading post. So Yoruba would be our language from the day one, níjọ́ tá bá ti kúrò nínú Nigeria, which is going to happen very soon. Don't ask me when exactly. It will be a collective effort to bring it down peacefully, or through violence, or through negotiation, or through destroy everything so that everybody comes on the round table. We certainly will be fully ready to begin use our language for everything immediately. God mercifully rise up a professor of language among us, and he and his team have been working on this important task day and night for years. So when we say people are working behind the scene, some of you want me to come and be telling you, Koiki, what are we going to do? Kí ló ń ṣe lẹ́yìn? Some of you will travel home, which you've done in the last 22 years because a politician say, come back home, there's an opportunity. You buy ticket, you get there, you cannot even see the guy. Some of you have not even bought a ticket when Igboho was in Benin Republic to go and visit him. Igboho has left to Germany now. Nobody can visit him in Germany because he's with his family. Let him be there for now. But Baba Akintoye is still in Benin Republic. How many of you have bought a ticket and say, Kate loyoju wo baba? But you want to have everything with him. I mean, how can people want to have some, special conversation with a man like that? And you want to ask him all the question on his Zoom. Baba, as you need Berry, some of you have paid thousands of pounds to go to Nigeria in the last 20 years of this crazy in the democracy since 1999 because somebody fool you. We come, there will be opportunity for you. You bought ticket, you left your wife, you left your children. You say you are going for 1 week. For that 1 week, you did not even see that crazy Oloshi politician. Baba Akintoye is there. What is it costing you and me to go and see him? Do you know how many people that have flew down there in their own expense just to go and say thank you to that man? But everybody wants to talk to him. Even some people have the audacity to tell me to Baba Akintoye kó wá bá wọn sọ̀rọ̀ nínú WhatsApp group. Ṣé bí Joe Biden ṣe ń bá gbogbo èèyàn sọ̀rọ̀ nínú WhatsApp group nìyẹn? So we appreciate Baba Akintoye, and that is why I first flew to Nigeria in 2021 because I knew that this is not a job that I will be asking him questions on a mobile phone. And even when Igboho was kept in Benin Republic, he advised me not to come down. I told my mom, we bought tickets. My mom flew to Benin Republic because I knew that it's only my mom that I can trust to deliver the message because I was never going to pass that message. You don't even know whether it was the one message that I sent my mom to go and deliver for me in Benin Republic. So when I sit here and I'm talking, don't think you're looking at somebody that is stupid because some of you, they sacrifice. Tó bá jẹ́ pé olóṣèlú ní kẹ́ wá sí Nàìjíríà nísìn, àbí kẹ́ fẹ́ sáré lọ ṣe party, you can buy ticket and go there. Go and see Baba Akintoye and ask him where we are in the movement. He will not tell you everything on the mobile phone or in a Zoom call because all those are not secured. So let's go back again to the message he sent yesterday. You're still watching a live transmission. My name is OLAYOMI Koiki. This is KOIKIMEDIA, bringing the world closer to your doorstep. So Baba Akintoye told us that there's a team of professors in Yoruba language that are working day and night for years in getting ready so that when we have our own independent country, we don't have to be speaking English. Everything will be documented in language. Chinese document everything they have to document in language. Turkey, the same thing. If you don't understand their language, you go and do translation. If we have our own sovereign nation today, which is going to happen, and when it means today, it means today, but it is not yet official. We shall be able to use our language for all government matters, just as it is done across the world for countries that do not speak English. Countries that are not speaking English are using their language for every government matters. Education in our schools and etc., whatever you can think of, there will also still be translation in English for the benefit of those that are not conversant in Yoruba, especially those that will be working with us. Whether UK likes it or not, they would have to renegotiate with us on our own terms and conditions, not the one that they force on us called Nigeria. We would destroy Nigeria on their eyes. And we wish our king speedy recovery from the illness that he's got at the moment. God bless the king. You can say anything else. I live here. If I'm not living here, I know what I'll be saying. But for now, this is where I live. So, the necessary guides shall be quickly made available to all in all areas of life. In short, we are ready to go. When the time comes, we shall celebrate this professor as a national hero, a special son of Oduduwa. Yoruba nation now, no looking back, no going back, Professor Banji Akitoye. So what Baba is just saying there is that he's explaining to us, what can shall I in preparedness for whenever it's going to happen. We cannot be pushed. Some say we should move in the speed, same sound or same whatever with the Biafra. No, Biafra are running their own show. We are running our own show. We are running different race. Their race is for self-determination. Our race is for self-determination. But they are doing things that we might not be able to do. And nobody can force us to do what we don't want to do at the appropriate time. We will do it in our own terms and conditions. So, now let's come back to countries that fought for independence, either through blood, either through diplomacy, or either through whatever. Let's start from America. America split from the United Kingdom in 1776. How did that happen? Was it through, eating chicken and chips together or fish and chips? Because the English, they love their cod fish. No, it was not like that. It was through 13 American colonies that served their political connections to Great Britain and say, we've had enough. And on the 4th of July, 1776, which is now become the American Independence Day, things happened. By issuing the Declaration of Independence that was adopted by the Continental Congress on the 4th of July, 1776, the 13 American colonies served their political connections to Great Britain. Mokibabawa Adeyemi Olayemi, is this interview a grab Alaroye? I don't know. Whatever you've read from Alaroye, I've not read it and I've not watched it. So what I've read out is what you should take, sir. So, too many questions. So whatever you've read from Alaroye, if it's the same thing that I've read here, then you might as well take it. Waris Jinadu Egbomi says, official Yoruba language first on the Yoruba land, that is non-negotiable. And he's right. We will not negotiate. When I travel to Turkey and when I get there at their airport, they have English-speaking immigration officer, but trust me, some of them cannot even speak properly. But the ones that they put on the front, they let them speak try, small. But the moment you get into Turkey, you realize that the train speaks first in Turkey and it goes into translation to English. I love the Turkish airline and some other airlines that fly to Turkey. Pegasus, and so many like that I flew into Turkey with. When you sit down, and the next time I fly that, I will do recording and I'll present it to our Yoruba people. They will first speak in the Turkish language. They don't care whether you understand Turkish or not. Remember, this is a Turkish airline that is flying into Turkey or Turkey. And that means that their language becomes, the necessity, the most important part of what is meant to be used, to deliver, safety and whatever. I'm sure some of you that have traveled and some of us that have traveled as well. I hope many of you will be able to travel when we have a country, even between our local airport to local. Ẹlòmíì ò tí wọnú plane láti jọ́ tó ti bí. Ẹlòmíì ò tí wọnú plane láti jọ́ tó ti bí. So after that, then they go straight into English. They will then use English for the non-Turkish indigene. Until you understand Turkish. So this is not something that will be new when we have a Yoruba country. It becomes a full conversation in Yoruba, especially in every government department. So let's go back again. An appreciation to many of you that are watching us tonight. Remember to share the program and tell somebody else. Shout out to most of you that are listening as well on the Twitter space. I can cite few Biafra and some Yorubas and some that are probably working for DSS that just want to come and see whether Igbowo is left Germany or Igbowo is still in Germany. Igbowo is still in Germany and there's nothing wrong with him and he's enjoying his life. And if those of you that say Igbowo is now part of Tinubu, that is your own cup of tea. We will not negotiate with Tinubu because it's not worth negotiation with him anyway. We will just put pressure on Tinubu. Shout out to those of you on the Mixer. Shout out to those of you that are watching as well on the Instagram as well. KOIKIMEDIA. I will make sure that we destroy every goddamn thing that those politicians think that they are enjoying if we do not come back and find a roadmap to a peaceful dissolution of Nigeria. We will destroy it. And I'm not joking. It will just be something that we will not discuss how, when that is going to happen on this. I don't know if I'm going to tell you that on social media, but I'm just telling them in advance so that they know. So shout out once again to the Koiki Media backup team from Oja Odon all the way to Ekiti. Alan Conde says, yes, brah, we can hear you loud and clear. Shout out to you. Shout out to Prince Ademola Heritage. Shout out to my brother, my uncle, Heritage Television. Shout out to AY and the rest of the Koiki Media team that are working back to back. Mojid Aremu, good morning to you. And thank you so much for standing with us on the truth and the path to dissolve the madness called Nigeria. So let's go back again to America in terms of this declaration. Okay, somebody asked, I'm looking from what Google says. People also ask this question: why did America colonists break away from England in 1770? This is going to be a political conversation by the time Nigeria breaks. Many people in Nigeria just we are using Soviet today, Yugoslavia, and so many other countries from Historia, Timor, and countries that I'm going to mention this evening, which is also Malaysia, Singapore, Belgium, and I think East Timor. The colonists or people living in the colony were unhappy about paying taxes without having any say in their government. Wọ́n sọ ìdí tí àwọn Amẹ́ríkà ṣe break away from England. Ṣé rí wọ́n ní ẹ má bínú èmi ò kúkú mọ bó ṣe ń pọ̀wé lọ títí wọ́n ní tí kò bá sídìí tí kò bá nídìí obìnrin ò kì í jẹ́ kó mọ́lú. There's a reason why we want to come out of Nigeria. That reason is not because of Fulani. I want us to always remember that. The reason, Tokyo 76, thank you so much. Shout out to you, my brother. And thank you so much for taking care of Koiki Media. We love every one of you to the bottom of our hearts. There will always be a reason for something in life. Why did I left Nigeria? Because there was a reason. My mom left Nigeria ahead of me because she saw that Nigeria was going into a collapse system. When some of you were still trying to fix Nigeria, my mom don't run away in 90s because the dollar was rising. Today, the dollar is about almost 1,400 or whatever it is. And then those of you that are praying that the dollar will come down, I don't know why you are praying, because Nigeria has never produced anything for the last 63 years because Nigeria was not designed to be a production country. Go to India, they produce, look, Abba can become the next China by the time Biafra stand. So I would rather want to go to Abba and buy something. And if I think that their quality is not nice, maybe I can say to them, should I pay extra so that the quality is a bit more? There's different quality of things in life. Look, I go to pound shop. Sometimes you buy things from there within 10 days, it has gone pine. But because they sell it at £1, but the same item I can go to Arrow and pay £50. But I don't have £50 like DJ Copy. DJ Copy can walk into Arrow and buy the same pencil that I bought for £1, but the quality will be different. So when you go to Turkey, that country, I love it because they manufacture anything they can manufacture. There's nothing concern them with designer. Tell them to do designer 3,000 pieces for you. The only problem you have is when you're bringing it back to a country like UK, When immigration stop you, they will be asking you what you want to do with it. And if you say you're going to be selling it, they expect you to pay custom duty on it. So when we have this kind of production line in Aba in the near future, why do I want to travel or anywhere in the world when I can go to Aba, which is now going to be a Biafra country, go there? We might not need a visa because of our already existent as Nigerians before, but we will have a border control. Nobody just walk into another country and say you want. Why is it not easy for you to come to Europe? How many people have died through the Mediterranean Sea? It's because there's a what they call border control. But the crazy country called Nigeria refused to have a border control, which is the reason why there's full terrorism and all kind of different crimes that goes on, from drug to prostitution, to kidnapping, to fake drugs, to cocaine, to all kind of things that human beings should not even be talking about, because we do not have a proper control borders. My mom is just telling me that she traveled to Aba as far back as 1983, to Araria Market in Aba in 1983. So imagine if that place was developed. But the British doesn't want Aba to develop because it will be competing with the British economy. It will be competing with the other Western European economy. That is why Simon Ekpa is a 50-man himself. He needed 100. Òun fúnra rẹ̀ 50 ni. So all he needs is just another extra 50. He doesn't need 100 because Simon Ekpa is his own, the Biafra government in exile. And he's going to deal with Tinubu. And I cannot wait. And I don't want all these bastard Yoruba people to come and be telling me, hey, Koiki, you see what you have done now. You see how Simon Ekpa is dealing with Tinubu. They will buy more guns to protect themselves from the evil criminal calling themselves military in uniform. Dizzy Man 123, thank you so much for your full contribution to Igbowo and also myself. We love you too much, my brother. So once again, this is still roadmap to peaceful dissolution. I still call it peaceful because I believe that it can still be peaceful. Some of you have not loved or shared this program. I don't know why. Maybe you're waiting for a program like Shekweteri, where they talk about all kind of different things, which is okay for them. I see it yesterday, 5.2K view people were there. You like gossip. I love it as well. But in reality, these ones are okay. Buguntok is just, I see it as nothing. This is our real problem. Dissolve Nigeria so that we can have a better life. So that, look, a guy committed a crime, a chemical attack. Information is just coming out that he might have died by jumping into the water. Let me go to Sky News and bring that development. That news was a breaking news about some few hours ago. I can't remember the full story, but when I go there, I will tell you now. So, so this young man attacked the wife. They call it Clapham chemical attack. Sherry, some of you will never understand that Nigeria is a crime scene. A sin that will never be resolved with so many crimes until we dissolve Nigeria. His name is Abdul Ezidi. Abdul Ezidi threw a substance to the wife. The wife is going to lose the right eyes. We pray she get okay, but she's going to lose her eyes because I think my mom will remember in the 80s, I was still very young. There was an acid attack in our house somewhere in Surulere then. It was early morning. We just started hearing people shouting, hey, 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 hey. Somebody threw acid on that woman. I don't know whether we were able to catch that man. But because Nigeria is a crime scene, it has been crime scene for decades. But many Nigerians are still living in denial. They still think that they are content creator, they are lies. So this guy, they've now called him Clapham chemical attack. Police is now telling us that the suspect most probably dead, as police are now going to search River Thames. Abdulaziz is accused of a chemical attack that left 12 people injured. That is not where I'm going. Do you know that this Abdulaziz Ezidi, also known as the Clapham chemical attack, we were able to use CCTV footage from different angles, different areas that he was traveling. until they point to where they believe now that he must have died, either jumping into the River Thames, but they will find out because the police will start driving into that, no matter how cold it is. The question now is, imagine this man, we don't have CCTV in this country. This is why Nigeria is a lawless country. Not that they can't invest in CCTV, but how will you invest in CCTV when there's no electricity? I laugh when some people say we are going to invest in solar power to run our CCTV. After a while, those things are not capable. You need a look. My cousin, like I said, was here, and I know that he has a CCTV in his house here in London. And when I was hearing some sound coming out of his phone, monitor CCTV, only no, because he can monitor the CCTV from his phone. Nigerians must wake up. Look, all these things is not going to happen. I know some of you say, Rome was not Ulushi. What do you mean by Rome was not built in one day? The British never wanted Nigeria to work. That is why they handed over to the northern part of Nigeria. So we hope that this evil man called Abdulazidi, the body will be found inside the River Thames so that we can close the chapter on him. Some of you are looking for, this man said, dissolve this union that is not bearing fruit. Nigeria has never bear any fruit. All it has bear is pain, evil, crime, and so many other things that we cannot even be talking about. We've done 1 hour, 26 minutes, and we hope that we can do maybe another 30 minutes on top, and then we can end this program by 1 a.m. I'm going to move swiftly. So we've looked at why Americans, as at the time, decided that they are not going to be part of England anymore. It was because they were unhappy about paying taxes without having any say in their government. This unhappiness, you'll be hearing people say, Nigerians are the most happiest people on the world. Idiot. Some of them are happy because they're playing football. They say that is what makes us happy. That is the only thing that makes us happy. Out of everything in this world. The same country that some of you don't know the pain it has caused many lives. This unhappiness will eventually lead to a clash. Listen to that. I love anything that is violent, because violence is the only way that people understand what you're talking about. So when we talk about violence, some of you think that we are the only one talking about it. Violence has always been used against people. So when they use the word clash, what is the meaning of clash? C-L-A-S-H. Charlie, Lima, Alpha, Sarah, Hotel. It is called, there was a clash in 1776, a violent confrontation. There have been a minor clashes with security forces. There will be that if there is no proper roadmap to the peaceful dissolution. There will be between the indigenous people and the government. There will also be between the Nigerians and the federal government, because many of them are now getting frustrated because they thought Emilio Con, the man where they use Pampas, they think that he will be able to resolve all the problems. He didn't create all the problems, but he also got involved in creating part of it by bringing the evil monster, the sadist that they call Buhari, with that shortman devil calling himself Osibajo. Let's go one step back again. So there was a clash. So this unhappiness would eventually lead to a clash. This unhappiness, it will lead to a clash. And I can tell you, I have somebody, you thought I'm the only one talking about violence until you listen to this guy that told me that he is ready for violence, even if it's going to cost him his dear life. Let's listen to him. And I hope I have the video. Yeah, I do. Let's listen to him here.
Èwo ló tún ṣẹlẹ̀ báyìí? Kí ló tún kọ pure water omi? Ta fi dáná. Omi tá fi dáná. Kí ló dé pé gbogbo nǹkan báyìí ìnira ti pọ̀ jù? Ìnira pọ̀ jù Lagos State yìí. Kí ló ṣẹlẹ̀? Nígbà tẹ́ ẹ̀ ta pure water láti inú mọ́tò méjì 500 méjì báàgì méjì 500 láti inú mọ́tò. Àwọn tó máa tún ta kọ́lé ló máa tà. Kí ló pé ìnira á pọ̀ jù? Ní Nàìjíríà ìnira ti pọ̀ jù. Àtìgbà tí Buhari ti bọ́lẹ̀ báyìí ni Buhari ti gbé lọ́ọ̀fù ló ti gbé ìfẹ́ lọ. Kò sífẹ̀ẹ́ mọ́. Ìnira yìí ti pọ̀ jù. Epo wọn àsọ̀rọ̀, gàrí wọn àsọ̀rọ̀, gbogbo nǹkan wọn àsọ̀rọ̀. Ṣé pure water omi dáàmú lẹ́tún jẹ́ kó wọ́n omi jọ́sọ̀ omi tọ́lọ́run dà tó ń ṣe pé bóyá pé kínní òun lẹ́tún jẹ́ kó wọ́n. Ibo la ń lọ lórílẹ̀‐èdè Nàìjíríà? Ibo la ń lọ báyìí? Ibo la ń lọ? Tó bá yẹ gbógun la máa jà tí gbogbo èyí máa fi sọ̀rọ̀. Tó bá yẹ gbógun la máa jà tí gbogbo ìyà tí àwọn mẹ̀kúnnù ń jẹ yìí láàfin ní jẹ mọ́. Ẹ jẹ́ ká kúkú jagun. Ẹ tó bá máa kú kó kú. Ẹ tó bá máa yè kó yè. Ìnira àtẹ ni wọ́n lára yóò ti pọ̀ jù.
Nisuru. 3 years ago, I'm sure some of these, my brother, thought that when I say, let us fight and save ourselves from Inira, the pain. Maybe, I don't know, what his views were as at the time. But maybe his views are the same like my views 3 years ago. Or maybe it's now that he's seeing the pain that I saw 3 years ago. Because every one of us will see it differently. Look, Shere in Taiwan, Nigeria. All your friend that they are abroad that is telling you, don't listen to Koiki and Igbowo and Babakito and all these, Yoruba Nation campaigner. I'm not talking about those in Nigeria. The one outside. None of them is coming back home to live with you. Some of them are full, campaigner of Labour Party, PDP, APC, whatever. They're not going to come to Nigeria. They will come to Nigeria for holiday, carry women, enjoy their life. Look, I want everybody to enjoy their life. Somebody sent me a voice note. It's one of our sisters. I'm not going to mention her name. She's currently in Nigeria. She is a full Yoruba Nation campaigner. She came to this movement just like we all did 3 years ago. She sent me a voice note. I'm not going to play because we already know her voice because she called into this program and it's a private voice note. Only Mr. Koiki, àwọn èèyàn gbádùn ní Nàìjíríà yìí o. Wọ́n ṣe àmọ́tí, wọ́n ṣe fàájì. Well, yes, I want us to enjoy life before we break away from Nigeria. What to stop that? Go to anywhere right now across London, outside London, Europe. People are enjoying life. Coming to the unfair Yoruba Nation, I was watching my brother Ali Maruf, I was just laughing through my head. Coming to the unfair Yoruba Nation, we're not going to talk about other things, but for me, I try to restrict my conversation only based on the right to self-determination. But kò wá mí pé tí ó dáhùn ṣe Yorùbá Nation, àwọn èèyàn ní ṣe kò mọ, àwọn èèyàn ní ṣe wedding, àwọn èèyàn ní ṣe party. We know that we always talk about àwọn èèyàn ṣe party nílé. Yes, ẹ̀bá yẹn náà ṣe party abroad. But the only difference is àwọn tó ń ṣe party abroad, they're able to fund it. Most of you in Nigeria, I'm sorry. How can you sleep with your wife? She got impregnated. No government support. She delivered Adúpẹ́ f'Ọlọ́run. 7 days before the naming ceremony. You are now calling your auntie in America. That is where we get it angry with you. You want them to now fund that naming ceremony. You know that we don't have to call you in Nigeria if we are doing the same thing. That is what makes it different. But if you are able to fund it, whether with cocaine money, drug money, spiritual money, whatever money, drug money, whatever money, political money, to fund your lifestyle in Nigeria, even if it's a hard working earning. But I know that every money operating in Nigeria is blood money. That's fine. So enjoy life. We don't say because Afekuro in Nigeria, we will restrict your lifestyle. Why should I restrict your lifestyle? But what I'm saying is that your lifestyle is going to be an impediment to you yourself, because if I go to club now, if I wanted to go to club, I love going to club at about this time anyway, because that's when the music start hitting Bedu very well. I'll call Walata, we will dress up, we will travel to even far away from our area. And if the club finish at 5 o'clock, I don't drink, maybe Walata a little bit. I will take over the car. I will drive back home. I will drive back without getting scared of one crazy police officer that killed our sister, Bolanle, Happy Trigger Olopa. I'm sure some of you have forgotten. You remember that woman, they carry belle? Twins. Twins where some people they look for. That bastard police officer just thought, let me just open the trigger, and then she killed this woman and killed the two twins. I will not have it. I mean, I can have a police officer that will stop us, will probably stop us for a legitimate reason. And if whatever reason he has stopped us, I'm talking about here in UK, he would let me go. Even if I've committed a crime. The only worst case scenario is if I drink and drive, they will not allow me to continue driving. But apart from that, I will arrive safely back in my house within a stipulated time. But that is not going to happen with you in Nigeria. So as you enjoy the Gbedu with your girls, with your woman, with your wife, with your brother, with your sister, with your friends, after going to a party, you are now returning back home. You are likely to die within that period of coming out of the party. Go and ask Fayoshe brother. I saw something he posted, on his timeline where he said a party to organize. I'm talking about Fayoshe brother. He lives in Abuja. Somebody was kidnapped that was coming to that party in Abuja. And you would think that Abuja is safe. So anytime say, we're enjoying life, leave us alone. Yes, enjoy life, but are you safe in the present day Nigeria? So think about it. So when we talk about clash, if you don't want us to have clash with you, Yoruba politician, you must start the roadmap to a peaceful dissolution. If not, there will be 3,000 clashes between us and you. It will happen. There's no doubt about it. This is not something that mass all over social media. There will be proper clash that will lead to whatever can lead to between us and the Yoruba politicians. So if you think that it's not going to happen, go and ask those of you that wants to go out to America. Don't worry about people in America already, especially those that are not in support of the breakup of Nigeria. There are so many of them. Let them be saying that because they're already in America. But the America that they are living, even if they were born there, people fought in 1976 or prior before 1976 to get the independence that the Americans are enjoying today. But they don't want you to clash. They want you to wait for one miracle. You can see the craziness about some of the diaspora that are living outside when America was doing a clash. And I've given you the full meaning of it's a violent confrontation. It's as simple as that. But Igbo people, they try to hide the real language inside another English or Malin English. Instead of them to say a violent confrontation, they call it. And when this happens, there will be pain and there will also be a new dawn. I'm still with America. Why did America want to split from Britain? We've talked about that. By 1770, as at that time, it was the British colony in Africa, in West Africa, but there was nothing called Nigeria. It was just the Southern Protectorate and the Northern Protectorate. But by the 1770s, many colonies were angry because they did not have self-government. Did you hear that word? Self-government. Most of you think that you have a government. You don't have government. There's nothing called government right now. What we truly need now is self-government, but not in the crazy current dispensation of Tinubu, because Tinubu is a criminal himself. Whether we like it or not, it's a criminal. There's no there's no doubt about that. We can try to, build him as he's a criminal. He's a Yoruba criminal. And evidence is there. But he's the current president because that is a government that is lawless, that tolerates everything. Just like Bajabiamila said, they should control the social media. Oloshiman, he ran away from America with stolen money. Somebody's money that he was meant to give back to a client. He took that money to go and start politics in Nigeria. Bomb bastard man, call himself Femi Bajabiamila. So what is self-government? Some of you think that when we say we want Yoruba nation, Some of you don't even know the purpose of Yoruba nation. Some of you don't even understand the real reason we want our own self-government. A government that understands me. A government that when I'm even a criminal in anywhere in the world, they will come for me. A government that when I call the embassy and say I am in problem, they will make sure that the ambassador, because the ambassador should not be sleeping. When a Nigeria is in problem in this country, ambassador should wake up right now in his PG and get straight to wherever the Nigerians are. How many of you have called the embassy for support and they've answered you? Maybe some, maybe because of your network with them. I don't. Somebody like me now, yes, because if I call them now, they want to answer because they say that crazy, you KOIKIMEDIA, social media. But it shouldn't be like that. It should be for everybody. But there is no government. You don't have government. That is why your government is thinking that they are powerful. Look, Rishi Sunak is going to come out and ask for our vote. We will decide whether we vote him back or we vote him out. And the same thing goes with the other political party. So what is the reason why Yoruba wants to have their own independence so that we can have our own self-government? We can control our own economy and we can do all that. There is nothing wrong in opting out from a crazy country like Nigeria that was put together by the British in 1940. All these educated Oloshi Yoruba boys and women, they know. They say they are master holder, degree holder. Some of them are pastor. Some of them are still studying in the pastoral. Some of them are afa. Some of them are babalawo. They all know that there's nothing called Nigeria, but they are telling me and you to remain in Nigeria, especially the educated ones. They are watching us every day. But some of them love Nigeria as it is, especially now that the money is so powerful. 1,880 to £1. That means if I send £5 to Nigeria, it automatically give me 10,000 naira. So mo lè bùgá fún anybody. Mo lè ránṣẹ́ anyhow. Tí wọn náà bá jẹ́ pé wọn náà ló rí owó yẹn ní Nàìjíríà, kéèyàn kan wá sọ fún ẹ pé ní London pé sáré bá mi ṣe nǹkan kan wá bluff ẹ. In the 70s, our parents were sending money from Nigeria to people in UK because they don't have money. In the 70s, people were suffering in UK. People were funding people in UK, but it is now the reverse. So we have educated Nigerians that wants to start analyzing the problem of Nigeria. How are you going to analyze a problem that the British knew that it was going to come up in 21st century like today? Because they shouldn't have joined us together in the first place. In the 70s, my parents, my mom was sending money to people in UK. I know some are still doing that. I'm not talking about those of you that now have to sell your valuable property before you can japa. When you should have just come to UK on a one-to-one, £10,000 will be 10,000 naira. You come and study, you go back because there's a job waiting for you in the production line. We need many people to be producing so many things across Nigeria. This is Vaseline. I'm sure most of you will be sometime wondering, Vaseline ni ma fi jẹ́ kété mi kó wà moisture. La phone emotive from bastard. We have crude oil. We cannot even produce Vaseline. This cost me £1. That is 1,880 naira. Continue to say to those idiots. Look, I left my group, October 95, because I realized that some of them are comfortable in Nigeria. They're doing very well. But I want to be comfortable. I'm sure some of them today now will be saying, but Koiki then sorrow, you need 3 years ago. I left the group because some of them thought maybe I was working for PDP. Some of them thought, I was crazy. They were all saying all kind of things. I said, well, school and moreover, I am contributing my own little quota, to make Abeokuta Grammar School a better place. I shouldn't be the one to do that. That is the responsibility of the government to fund the education. I'm sure most of you that say you don't want Nigeria, but you are still funding your old school because of a dilapidated building. I saw Dele Momodu went back to the University of Ife where he studied, showing us the cubicle that he lived while he was there. Go and see the video on his page. You will cry for the Nigeria that you are trying to fix. Idiot all over the place. well-sounded Yoruba educated people that should be part of this movement and say that enough is enough. They are still trying to twist the narrative. You will share Yoruba nation, yeah? Okay, Igboho. Baba Kitoye. Okay. Ṣé Koiki tó mọ̀rọ̀ sọ yẹn olùṣì? Àwọn èèyàn ń gbé K-47 wọ́n fi ń yìnbọn fún gbogbo èèyàn. Ìyẹn lẹ́yìn sọ. They will be there sitting and be talking nonsense. And every day they all complain about Nigeria. But what is the solution? Oh, maybe we should find somebody else. Showore came out. How many of you voted for him? You can't vote for him because Showore is not the kind of politician that you want. At least Fela dúró tó ó ti gba ṣẹ́láwọ̀ of Tinubu nísìn, ó ti ṣẹnu mọ́kẹ́lẹ́, motivational talker, motivational speaker. They talk, I can speak very well. They put on fake suit. We shouldn't be wearing suit. It is not our outfit. It's not a culture outfit. All that, when we get to Yoruba Nation, everybody will be putting on a proper Ankara or tie and dye into the parliament to represent who we are. All this suit women they put on is part of the fraud. India don't put on suit, as well as China. They don't put on suit. They wear their own native attire. But we want to look like English people. There's so much racism in this country that you'll be begging us to come back home. Choice ni. Some of us have tolerated it for too long. We are now even concerned about the future of our children. Ṣẹ̀rẹ́ in diaspora, tẹ́ ń sọ pé ẹnu wa rùn, wàá fojú àwọn ọmọ yín wọn máa bọ́ nílùú yìí. Ṣẹ̀rẹ́ àwọn ọmọ yín tó ń gbé nílùú yìí, wàá fojú wọn mọ́ máa bọ́, ṣèbí àti rí wọn tó ń stab ara wọn lójoojúmọ́ lójú títì. The frustration of this system that is not working for every single one of us. They will become a target by the police. They will become a target by the social service. They will become a target by the system that is not conducive for me and you. Our tolerated. This new generation of Amontan BC Louis, they're not going to tolerate it. They want to fight back. The system will hit them hard. I'm sure you know what I'm talking about. So when we talk about self-government is a government of a country or region by its own people rather than by others. Tinubu is not doing a self-government because his government is not for Yoruba people. His government is for Nigeria under the fraudulent bastard constitution. I'm only going to stick to America tonight. But tomorrow, we will go to another country because I'm running out of time. But let's listen to this. Everybody knows that the constitution that Tinubu is running on is a fraudulent constitution. But intelligent people will come on the social media and be doing their own fake analysis. And Tinubu can still walk and do miracle. And you ask them how. Maybe you should listen to this by Professor or Chief Olanipekun, a senior advocate of Nigeria.
We have problems in the land.
What is the problem?
I want to say this, I might be off the cuff, is because of our constitution. Also, Nigeria is not operating any constitution known to honesty, entrenched in group faith, brought about by unanimity of the people, acceptable to federalism, and again, we also have that problem in the judiciary because of the Nigerian situation. We have a unitary system. That's what we run. Hydra-headed. Don't let us pretend. And I've said it over and over. And I've continued to say it. And that's unitarism has also created to the judiciary. Today, the entire Nigerian judiciary is unitarized. The Supreme Court is federal. Federal Court of Appeal, the Court of Appeal is federal. Federal High Court is federal. FCT is federal. National Industrial Court is federal. Customary Court of Appeal of the Federal High Court is federal. Sharia Court of Appeal of the Federal High Court is federal. All jurisdictions. That the Coyote judges of this world, that the Oputas of this world, that the Bellows of this world, when they wind their respective high courts exercise.
That's the person talking. In case you want to see his face.
Exciting. They are now vested in the different federal high court or federal courts. We're talking of how to reform the system. There is no justification in a state, in a nation like Nigeria, purporting to practice federalism, where even the Supreme Court should be overburdened with unnecessary jurisdiction in respect of land matters from Yoruba land, in respect of divorce, in respect of family matters, citizenship matters. How do they know? I don't want us to be deceiving ourselves. Assuming I'm even appointed to the Supreme Court today, I'm above the age, but assuming, and I'm sitting there, and you bring a matter on appeal in respect of Kanuri native law and custom, or Igbo native law and custom, or Igbo land tenure system, and I sit there and I'm writing judgment. I'm a Yoruba man. What do I know about that? Those kind of cases to stop at the state, either court of appeal or Supreme Court. Go to the United States of America. This state has its own Supreme Court. We are running into trouble. We are inching there, and time is not in our favor. And I'm not tickled by what the National Assembly is doing. They are not being fair to themselves. They are not being fair to us. They claim to be amending the Constitution. What are they amending? And I want to repeat it. Do you amend something that is not amendable? When you want to amend the Constitution, by the way, Ladi, where do you start? You start from the preamble. We the people. Oh yes, they have to amend it. Why are they running away from it? If they cannot amend the preamble, if the preamble is not amendable, then it means the Constitution is not amendable. Come on. They have to start from it. Do you start reading your letter from the back page? Do you? No, they have to start from the preamble. That means the preamble is fake. We the people, who are the we? When did we meet? And why can't we do it? I've studied the constitutions of the world. And I say this also with every sense of humility. There's no constitution that is near as fake, near as deceitful, near as make-believe in nature and in content as the constitution, as what we call the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria 1999 as amended.
Well, thank you so much to the Koiki Media team. Afolabi says, and I quote, Koiki Media to the world 24/7 to educate the people. Stay tuned to the educational channel. My platform is not a violent platform. It's not a secessionist. It's not a separatist. It's a self-determination. And my utterances is far much better than the Fulani terrorists that are carrying AK-47. Okay? In case some of you are not comfortable with that. Also in Ojaodon, Okwe says, and I quote, nowhere is safe here in Nigeria. Tonight in Nigeria, you dare not go out. Not that people don't go out, but you are not going out if you don't have a full security team that travels with you. Not that people are not traveling by this time of the night, but God help them if they survive it overnight. I'm going to bring the program to an end. It's just 2 hours. I hope you've enjoyed it. We've done over 3 hours in the afternoon. Hopefully, if I have time, I'll be out again tomorrow. If otherwise, it will be the next time you see me. After the burial of the Igbo's mother, the Koiki Media team will start bringing out more programs with more different timing that you can go there and watch. It might not literally be myself. So, Muki Bubualen can see Muki Baba mi bash Lori Twitter space. I can cite you, and I say some Biafras are coming and have left as well. Alan Conde, shout out to you once again. Mr. Ahmed Jamil, I love your comment all the time. We want our own Yoruba people nation. We are ready for whatever we have to do to get out. I love that. Shere Yomo Yoruba, let me tell you, mo fẹ́ ká fọkàn wa balẹ̀ kí àyà wa kó le dáadáa. Nígbà táwọn Britain náà ń bọ̀, àyà wọn le nítorí wọn mọ tó fi wá bá pàdé. Àwọn ọmọ tó dẹ̀ kó wa, àwọn ọmọ 18, àwọn ọmọ 19. Wọ́n kàn sọ fún wọn pé tẹ bá débẹ̀, ẹ tó bá ṣe nǹkan kan kẹ́ gbà sí fún wọn. Ẹ jẹ́ kí àyà wa kó le dáadáa. Kò ń ṣe àyà Ìgbòho nìkan ló le, àyà gbogbo wa gbọ́dọ̀ le. Akọni wa tètè dúró fún wa, káwa náà wá dúró tán dáadáa. Ẹ má bínú pé bá ṣe ń sọ̀rọ̀ ìbò ṣe láti rí nìyẹn. Tàbá náà ní jagun tó gun bá lọ dé bá wa ń kọ́. There will be clashes between us and the federal government. Ìgbà tó máa ṣẹlẹ̀ láì tí mọ̀. But there can still be roadmap to a peaceful dissolution. Tó o bá ti wà peaceful, ó máa di clash láàrin àwa àti federal government. Bí ṣe sọ fún Idris Imari, nobody should be scared of that. Then gbogbo ẹni tí ẹ ń bẹ̀rù olóyè Ìgbòho ẹ̀fọ́ olóyè Ìgbòho sílẹ̀ 1 million Ìgbòho ti wà nínú Nàìjíríà already. They just need the spirit to lift them up and push and shut down Nigeria. I hope everyone that knew that we were almost there, I saw their media last night. You can see that it's already frustrated. There's anger in them. Àbí ìyá yìí náà, àbí kí ló ń ṣẹlẹ̀? Bọ́wọ̀ lè jáde láti sọmọ. ó ti di ìtìjú fún wọn. Àwọn tó pull out láàrin wọn, they realized that they was not going anywhere. Mo ní Ìgbòho ló ní kọ́kọ́rọ́ yẹn lọ́wọ́. Ọbẹ̀ Elédùmarè àdẹ́bà wà pẹ̀lú ẹ̀. Mo kí bàbá wa Adéyẹmí Ọláyẹmí. Mo kí gbogbo yín lẹ́ẹ̀kan sí. Dizzyman 123. Ìyàwó Fagbemileke. Shout out to my mom. She said good night to every one of you. Dizzyman said, can Yoruba nation lead the world in financial services and innovation engineering the future? The answer is yes. We have what it takes. Ẹ yọ ìbẹ̀rù kúrò. Ẹ̀kan lọmọkùnrin kú ni wọ́n sọ. Àwọn ọkùnrin ká dúró dáadáa. Àwọn ìyá wa, àwọn obìnrin wa, àwọn wà lẹ́yìn. We would lead it. Nothing will happen to us. Mo ti sọ 1,000 to 1 politician. Ẹ pa 300 láàrin wa. Hopefully tó bá tẹ̀ tó bẹ́ẹ̀ ká tó mú yín mọ́lẹ̀. 1,000 Yoruba people to 1 politician. Go and multiply how many politicians controlling your state. I will leave that for you to go and do that check. Maybe you can report that back to me and say, Mr. Koiki, iṣẹ́ tẹ́ rán mi ládùúgbò tèmi ní local government mi, mo ka gbogbo àwọn politician tó wà níbẹ̀. Kódà mo rí pé wọ́n tó 5. That means pé 5,000 people would knock them out quickly. Àwọn ọba wa wọ́n ti ní ká má sọ̀rọ̀ sí yín. What we are saying is, ẹ pé àwọn olóṣèlú kẹ́ bá wọn sọ̀rọ̀. Ṣé rí gbogbo táwa gbé dání? It is not going to be like the past. We are very determined. We are crazy people. We are mad. Ẹ̀jẹ̀ tó ń ràn nínú wa ó kọjá ẹ̀jẹ̀ tó ràn lára àwọn bàbá ti tẹ́lẹ̀. Ẹ̀jẹ̀ tó ràn lára tiwa nísìn. Gbogbo ẹ̀ la máa shut down. Gbogbo tí gbogbo yín jọ ń enjoy yẹn, àtẹ̀yìn ọba, àtẹ̀yìn olóṣèlú, a máa clash gbogbo ẹ̀, a máa já wálẹ̀. Tá bá ti já wálẹ̀, gbogbo wa àtọba, a máa wò. Ṣé bá ẹni ná nínú palace yẹn ni lẹ ṣe ń gbádùn. Tí gbogbo wa bá níná, àti bẹ́ẹ̀ bẹ́ẹ̀ lọ. I will leave the rest for you to think of. Orúkọ mi ló ń pè ní Ọláyọmí Ọlákúnlé Koiki. Ọmọ Ìjẹ̀bú Òde confirm. Ìjẹ̀bú Òde kì í ṣiṣẹ́ dábọ̀, a máa parí ẹ̀ ni. Mo sọ fún yín pé mi ni last man standing nínú ìrìn àjò yìí. Mo dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ gbogbo ẹ̀yin tẹ́ ń dúró tì wá. Ìyá mi Comfort Ológunjà mo kí yín dáadáa. Mo kí gbogbo àwọn GR1. Mo kí Mr. Kẹ́hìndé Adéyẹmí. Mo kí gbogbo wa pé ó rán yọ la máa sùn. Ẹni tó bá ní a máa ti ojú oorun lọ sí tọ̀hún. Mẹ́wàá bàbá ẹ̀ àti ìyá ẹ̀ wọ́n máa kọjá lọ sọ́hùn. Àwa ṣì máa wà láyé. Kò síkú kankan lójú wa. Kàkà káwa kú, politician 4 máa jáde láyé ni. Bẹ́ẹ̀ ni mo sọ fún yín. Torí pé Elédùmarè mọ̀ pé intagbedani ó ti cost wa ní a lot. And we are still sacrificing. I am not hungry. Ìyà ò jẹ mí ní ìlú òyìnbó. I am comfortable with the little resources that I have. Ẹ̀yin nìyà ń jẹ. Kí àdèjọ bọ́ kúrò nípò ẹrú, wọ́n ní kí gbogbo àjọ sowọ́ papọ̀. Ilé ń sọ̀rọ̀ APC PDP, olórí burúkú ní gbogbo wọn. Ọmọ àlè bomb bastard ní gbogbo àwọn olóṣèlú yín. Pátá látòkè délẹ̀ kò ní dá fún gbogbo wọn. Ògùn lákàáyé máa wọlé pa yín lẹ́ẹ̀kọ̀ọ̀kan. Ó kù díẹ̀. Ṣé ẹ rò pé Ìgbòho nìkan ni ó máa sọ̀rọ̀? Àwa tá máa jẹ́ Ìgbòho tá máa sọ̀rọ̀ àpọ̀. Mo kí gbogbo alẹ́ nǹkan sí o. Silver Badmus, mo kí yín. Thank you so much. Enjoy the rest. And let's say, Olóyè Ìgbòho, we love you. Àgbọ̀nwọ̀n ẹ̀ látẹ̀ nǹkan. Ẹ jẹ́ ká kọ́ gbọ́ ilé. Lẹ́yìn ilé, à play anthem yẹn ká tó máa lọ.
Wọ́n ní mi sí ìjọba, mò ń lọ ń dá sí nǹkan tí ó kàn mí. Ṣùgbọ́n tó kàn mí mo dá sí torí pé ọmọ Yorùbá ni mí.
Pastor Mo, mo kí yín máa kálẹ̀ mọ́.
Ìjọba bá wà tí ò sí ẹ̀tọ́ tó yẹ kó ṣe fún aráàlú tí wọ́n dìbò fún tó jẹ́ ìjọba lé lórí. Tíjọba bá wà tí ààbò bá sí fún aráàlú tó rú òṣèjọba lé lórí, aráàlú dìde fúnra ẹ̀. Kì í ṣe pé mo pàṣẹ àbí mo dédé pàṣẹ àbí mo kàn sọ nǹkan tí ó wá látọkàn mi. Ìkẹ́ tó fa ọ̀rọ̀ yìí ni pé ẹ̀yin náà wò láti bí ijọ́ mélòó kan sìn bí ọ̀sẹ̀ bíi méjì sìn nípa ọ̀rọ̀ àwọn Fúlàní tó wà ní gbogbo Ìbàràpá. Ẹ wo dókítà wa, Dr. Fatai, PhD doctor, ọmọ Yorùbá tó kàwé tó gboyè, ó wá lọ sí lóyìnbó ní àìníye ọdún ó lọ ṣiṣẹ́. Ó wá dé okòwò dé, ó wá lọ lu bàbá ẹ̀ ní gangan. Ó dá oko àgbàdo
àgbàdo ẹ̀gẹ́ èso oríṣiríṣi nǹkan soya beans ó dẹ̀ gba ọmọ wa ní gbọ̀ngàn bẹ́ẹ̀ náà sí bẹ̀rẹ̀ pẹ̀tẹ́ tó ń bá ṣiṣẹ́ Fúlàní wa jẹ oko ẹ̀ ó wá gbéra láti lọ bá àwọn Fúlàní yìí sọ̀rọ̀ láti lọ bá Sẹ́ríkì Fúlàní pé ẹ wá wo ohun tí àwọn ọmọ yín ṣe lórí oko mi kò ẹ kó rí báyìí lórí ilẹ̀ bàbá mi wọ́n dẹ̀ dé lókun bẹ́ẹ̀ náà wọ́n dẹ̀ sápá àìmọye èèyàn bẹ́ẹ̀ tá a lè morúkọ wọn làwọn Fúlàní yìí bẹ́ lórí tó pa wọ́n jí àwọn kan gbé ẹni tó bá gbowó tó kéré lọ́wọ́ rẹ̀ wọ́n gba 7 million wọ́n gba 10 million wọ́n gba 11 million lórí ilẹ̀ bàbá wa ọ̀rọ̀ yẹn dùn mí ó bà mí lọ́kàn jẹ́ gan pé tá a bá torí pé tó Ọlọ́run gbà fáwa àwa ará àwọn ọmọ tí ń tẹ̀lé wa tó ń ṣààbò fún wa àwọn tí ò lẹ́ni tí ó tẹ̀lé wọn ń kọ́ ìdí nìyí tó mú mi lọ síbẹ̀ yẹn ìgbà tí mo dẹ̀ débẹ̀ ohun tí mo lọ fún ni pé láti lọ bá a pé sógun tí ń ṣẹlẹ̀ yìí lórí ilẹ̀ wa sọ́dà ẹ ti ń gbé pẹ̀lú wa adẹ̀fàyè gbà yín àbáyín jà àṣẹ nǹkan jàǹbá fún yín ọ̀rọ̀ ni mò ń bá Sẹ́ríkì sọ̀rọ̀ làwọn ọmọ rẹ̀ yóò kàn sí mi mo gba ìbọn yẹn lọ́wọ́ ìkan yọ àké àgbà ìkejì tún yọ ìbọn mi ìyẹn ti ẹ̀yìn ẹni bá wọnú fídíò yẹn tọ́lá fídíò wọn ó yin ìbọn yẹn sí mi kí n tó lọ́bọ̀ yẹn mọ́ lọ́wọ́ ẹ bá gbọ́ fídíò yẹn pé ìbọn bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí dáhùn bẹ́ẹ̀ wọ́n yin ìbọn sí mi bẹ́ẹ̀ kí n tó bájà wá ẹ̀yin pípò yìí tí n bá bájà wá ẹ̀ ní dúró tẹ́ ẹ bá ti wá lè wá àtúnṣe sí ọ̀rọ̀ jíjígbé àti pípa àwọn ẹ̀gbọ́n wa àtàwọn àǹtí wa àwọn bọ̀dá wa àtàwọn ìyá mi àtàwọn bàbá mi tẹ̀ ìdíwọ̀n olóko mọ́ yé o ó fẹ́ tàkẹ́ forí lẹ̀ bàbá wa lẹ̀ ọ̀rọ̀ náà ń fà yìí sọ̀rọ̀ ẹ̀sìn kí sọ̀rọ̀ já àwọn kan gbé wọn fẹ́ pa àwọn mùsùlùmí kílọ̀kànmí kan mùsùlùmí kílọ̀kànmí kan kírísítẹ̀ kílọ̀kànmí kan gbogbo tá à ń fà yìí èmi ò nídìí kankan àlàáfíà Yorùbá ni mò ń wá mi fẹ́ kankan bẹ́ẹ̀ wọ́n ń dúnkòkò tọ́pọ̀ jù wọ́n ń dúnkòkò ntọ́lọ́run táwọn tí ń dúnkòkò náà mọ̀ bá wọn dúnkòkò mọ́ mi ṣùgbọ́n ohun tí èyí jẹ́ kí ẹ̀rù bà mí ni pé ó ń bẹ nínú Bíbélì pé tí ẹ bá ń jà fún ẹ̀tọ́ ẹ̀ lórí nǹkan bàbá rẹ̀ tó bá kú síbẹ̀ kò sí nǹkan kan torí pé mo mọ̀ pé gbogbo nǹkan tó ń ṣe yẹn fúngbà díẹ̀ ni wọ́n ń dúnkòkò àti bí ìjẹ́ ẹni tọ́rọ̀ ti ṣẹlẹ̀ ń sìn ni wọ́n ti ń pè mí àwọn fẹ́ wá wọ́n máa arrest mi wọ́n ti ń send message oríṣiríṣi pé wọ́n fẹ́ wá gbé mi nílé ẹ̀rù kankan ò sì bà mí. gbogbo àwọn ọba tó wà ń bẹ pátápátá inú wọn dùn wọ́n sì fọwọ́ sí pé ìyà tí ń jẹ àwọn etí tó àwọn òfin Fúlàní lórí ilẹ̀ bàbá wọn mọ́ pépà ti tó àwọn tí wọ́n ń pa iná làwọn jọba lé lórí tí fídíò sì wà àwọn ọba gan ni wọ́n ń pè mí pé ìyà tí ń jẹ àwọn yìí ti tó àwọn tí wọ́n ń pa àwọn ọmọ àwọn tó ń pa yìí lọ́jọ́ ọ̀la àwọn náà làwọn sì jọba lé lórí ó ti tó bẹ́ẹ̀ kò sí àgbààgbà Yorùbá tínú rẹ̀ ò dùn sí pé kò sínú àgbà ẹ̀rù ń bà wọ́n náà ni ẹ̀rù ń bà wọ́n bàbá wa ni inú tí wọ́n ní òdùn bí wọ́n ṣe ń pa wá bí Fúlàní ṣe ń jí wa gbé tó ń gbowó lálá lọ́wọ́ anúwó ọdún ṣùgbọ́n ẹ̀rù ń bà wọ́n kọ́ bá wọn yọ wọn nípò bí tí wọ́n wà sẹ́wọ̀n yìí pé nígbà tí wọ́n ń jí àwọn aráàlú gẹ̀gẹ̀ gbé tí wọ́n ń pa wọ́n tẹ́lẹ̀ kankan sọ̀rọ̀ ń bọ̀ ya wọ́n lọ jí ọmọ ọba gẹ̀gẹ̀ gbé ọmọ ọba tí ń bẹ lórí gẹ̀gẹ̀ lọ́wọ́lọ́wọ́ wọ́n jí ọmọ bàbá gẹ̀gẹ̀ gbé fúnra ẹ̀ tó fọ́ kó díẹ̀ bí wọ́n sì gba 4 million lọ́wọ́ bàbá fún tó gbọ́ ọmọ bàbá fún bàbá àwọn Fúlàní torí pé ń bọ̀ ọba ya àyè ti gba àwọn Fúlàní ìdíbi pé wọ́n wá gbé ọba fún ẹ̀ nú ààfin wọ́n ní kọ́ lọ kí buwara lọ dáwọ́jọ àwa Yorùbá sì sùn a sì dákẹ́ a sì sọ̀rọ̀ àwọn bàbá wa dẹ̀ dákẹ́.
I'm sure many of us remember that video some few years back. Kọba Elédùmarè kó bá wa dúró ti bàbá wa Olóyè Ọmọ Adéyẹmọ gbogbo ibikíbi tí ó bá wà ẹ̀já rẹ̀ ẹran rẹ̀ Kọba Elédùmarè kó bá wa wà pẹ̀lú ẹ̀ àtọmọ àtìyàwó gbogbo ohun tí ó ti sọnù pẹ̀lú àwọn brọ́dà wọn àtọ̀rẹ́ wọn Àdògán Alhaji Fatai tí bọ́dì wọn ṣì wà pẹ̀lú DSS Kọba Elédùmarè jẹ́ kí Tinubu kó bá wa release ẹ̀ mú kí àwa Tèmítáyọ̀ Bákàrè. And on that note, I say good morning and hope you've learned new things about how America clashed pẹ̀lú Britain ní 1776. Ẹ má yẹ kí èèyàn kan fòlù wá pé kò ní sí clash. Tó bá ní kò ní lọ sí, tó bá lọ wà ńkọ́ kí la máa ṣe sí. Let's prepare our mind for the worst case scenario. Orin Ayọ̀ la máa sùn. Ọláyọmí Koiki ni mò ń jẹ́ tí gbogbo yín mọ̀ sí Koiki Media, bringing the world closer to your doorstep. Once again, good night to all the backup team of Koiki Media tonight. Thank you so much And for those of you that still want to support us, I need 2 vehicles that can take my team to Igboho in the next couple of weeks. Mo ti rí yan kankan tó get in touch. Tá bá ti rí, a máa ní láti raise owó láti fi gba mọ́tò fún wọn tó máa fi travel, because they're traveling ahead before the event so that we can do so much, events that we can project to you. Púpọ̀ nu àkókò nílé lọ, like myself. So kí la àkókò support media. Not èmi nìkan náà ni máa lọ, gbogbo medias náà ló ń lọ. But we are going there as an exclusive. We have done a lot of things. We are having meetings every Saturday for this purpose. And we are prepared to go ahead. We need a vehicle that can take them so that alle convenient fún wọn. Mo kí gbogbo alẹ́ nǹkan sí o. Kọ́míṣọ́lá kò gbọdọ̀ kú. Mo kí yín. Ìyá mi beauty àmọ̀ pé mo site yín níbẹ̀. Adékúnlé plenty. Mo rójú ẹ̀ tó rárá yọ kékeré níbẹ̀. Thank you so much. Mo kí gbogbo àwọn tó wà lórí péjì àlùkà, mo máa ń gbàgbé yín síbẹ̀, má bínú. Anjorin mo kí yín, Mr. Kehinde mo kí yín, ẹ má bínú pé mo ń tètè rántí pé ẹ wà níbẹ̀, àti ẹ̀yin tẹ́ wà lórí the backup channel Koiki Media. Prince níyì mo kí yín, ẹ má bínú pópẹ́. Ẹ̀gbọ́n mi Jack Olúṣọlá, ọmọ àlè ló ń sọ pé kémi máa play, mo tètè rí kọ́mẹ̀ntì yẹn, olórí burúkú ọmọ àlè Yorùbá nìyẹn, àwọn ọmọ tí Fúlàní tó ti dí kò ní da fún bàbá ẹ̀, ó ní kémi máa play, àbí bẹ́ẹ̀ kọ́, ó dìgbà tí Fúlàní bá pa ìyá àti bàbá ẹ̀, olóṣì olórí burúkú ọmọ àlè. Mo ṣe ń rójú ẹ̀ ní sí orí, ó lè gbójú ẹ̀ jáde, oníwà ọlá Ṣéhù Jímọ̀, olóṣì ń bolo ti jẹ́ ọlá Ṣéhù Jímọ̀, ẹ̀yàn ọmọ Fúlàní. Mo ṣe ń rí mẹ́sẹ̀jì ẹ̀ ní sí mi. Ìpìlẹ̀ máa gbà lẹ́nu mi, olórí burúkú, kò ní da fún àwọn bàbá tó bí ẹ. Fúlàní máa pa bàbá àti ìyá ẹ̀ ní bó ṣe ń pa àwọn èèyàn wa nílé. Wọ́n máa pa bàbá ẹ̀ wá bá ìyá ẹ̀ sùn, olùṣọ́ máa lè pump bastard. So mo kẹ́gbọ́n mi Jack Olúṣọlá, ẹ má bínú kó pẹ́ jàre, mo ṣe fi máa rí kọ́mẹ̀ntì ẹ̀ nísìnyí ti yọ wèrè kúrò. Àwọn máa lè, àwọn tí Fúlàní tó ti dóyà wọn, àkókò ti pọ̀ nílé. A sì máa ṣe DNA fúnra wa, kò ń ṣe nísìn. Ẹ já kọ́kọ́ yanjú ọ̀rọ̀ tó wà ńlẹ̀. DNA máa pọ̀ dáadáa tá máa ṣe, ṣòro olùṣínú yín ló pọ̀ jù. So èmi ni kémi máa play. Ṣé in tí mo jẹ́gẹ́, ó jẹ́gẹ́ bí bàbá Sàlá. Ṣé eré bàbá Sàlá ni mo ń ṣe níbí? Lórí burúkú ọmọ àlè. Ìdá fáwọn tó bí ẹ, àwọn tó bí ò ní jèrè ẹ. Mo kúkú ti yọ dànù kó tẹ̀ ní gbọ́n kan tí mò ń sọ mọ́ ẹni rẹ̀ kí n má wo èsì Sàlá ẹ bá mi. Ẹ̀yin tó kù mọ́ kí n jàre jà play anthem kan máa lọ. Kémi náà lè lọ relax body mi. Sínú ìdáfẹ́ ẹ̀sùn gan sẹ̀ kí n jókòó. Bí a máa tún interview Tucker Carlson yẹn àti Putin, kí n tún lọ tún gbọ́ àwọn interview tí àwọn máa gbọ́ táre máa dìde lòṣì. Mo kí gbogbo ẹni tó kù jàre, èèyàn dáadáa. Adékúnlé plenty, èèyàn ti Koiki Media, mo kí gbogbo yín o. Mo ní tẹ́ lọ́wọ́ gbogbo yín, ẹ fọkàn balẹ̀, ẹ ní mídíà tó dúró dáadáa. Àjọ máa wà nísàlẹ̀ ni, ẹ sọ fún yín, ìyàwó mi wà bí ó ń gbọ́n tí mò ń sọ, àwọn ọmọ mi ń gbọ́n tí mò ń sọ, ìyá mi wà lórí program 72 hours tó bá ti laná, gbogbo báàgì mi, backpack mi yẹn, mò ń bọ̀ nísàlẹ̀. Bẹ́ẹ̀ ni, àjọ máa ṣe zobe níwájú ni, èmi ò jókòó sí London bí wọ́n máa ṣe kí London. Àwọn ìyá wa ló máa lọ máa ṣe yẹn zobe ní London. Èmi àti ìjà máa wà níwájú ni, ẹ fọkàn balẹ̀. Orun ayọ̀ la máa sùn. Good night. Orílẹ̀-èdè. Good night. Kàgbéga. 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 Ìgbàgbọ́. Bá ti bẹ̀rù. Ká ṣiṣẹ́. Ká ṣiṣẹ́. Ká ṣiṣẹ́. Ìṣọ̀kan. Ní kẹ́jẹ́. Tẹ̀síwájú. Fọ̀pọ̀ ire. Àtọ̀hún. Àwọn ọmọ Odùduwà. Odùduwà dìde. Mo kí ìyá mi Tósìn 2020. Irọ́ ni ìmọ́lẹ̀ ògo adúláwọ̀. Àwa ni ìmọ́lẹ̀ ògo adúláwọ̀. Màá ṣe explanation yẹn lọ́dà. Ìyá mi Tósìn 2020. Wọ́n ní Koiki, what is the motive of Britain of not wanting Nigeria to break? màá ṣe explanation yẹn dáadáa lọ́la. Ilẹ̀ ti ṣú nísìn, ẹ jẹ́ ká sọ èyí tó kù dọ̀la. Ẹ ṣé gan, mo ṣe ń rí kọ́mẹ̀ntì yẹn ni. Ẹ̀gbọ́n mi Dizzy Man, ẹ ní èlò lówó mọ́tò. Màá béèrè lọ́wọ́ àwọn ọmọ yẹn lọ́la tá a bá ṣe meeting. I'll find out èlò ló máa gbé wa lọ. Ẹ mọ̀ ká máa ṣe, àwa máa wà 3 days before the event, so a máa calculate gbogbo ẹ̀. So yẹn la ṣe mọ̀ pé tá a bá rẹ̀ tó ní mọ́tò, our convenience, I save one in that cost, because we still have a lot of other things that we are sorting out behind the scene quietly. But my update gbogbo lé lọ́la lágbára Ọlọ́run. Thank you so much. And taba ti fẹ́ máa close by mọ̀ pé a kò máa ń play ti bàbá wa yẹn tá máa fi ń close gbogbo program àti platforms. Thank you so much as we close all the platforms. Mo kí àwa Ramatu. Pronunciation orúkọ yẹn ó máa ń bí a tíyàn bá pè sí mi létí, ẹ má bínú yẹn mo ṣe máa ń shorten ẹ̀. You know, not that I'm trying to massacre the name. Àpò Yorùbá mi get as it be. Mo ti fi jẹ McDonald's. But mo ń gbìyànjú náà díẹ̀díẹ̀. Ọ̀ràn yẹn la máa sùn. Good night. Good night, everyone. Igboho, I'm not too confused. The love is too much. What do I love Igboho? Let me see. Good night. Good night, everyone. Don't see Igboho one. Good night, everyone. Igboho, I'm not too confused. Good night, everyone.